trial hearing today as his lawyers continue their attempt to exclude key evidence from the jury.
Voters are back to the booth. There is a runoff mayoral election going on in Jersey City and Hoboken.
Plus a brutal beatdown from Big Blue last night. Man, Jackson Dart sent flying like a dart after coming back from 2 games out with a concussion. He didn't slide and cost him on that hit. It was even worse on the scoreboard at the end of the night for the Giants. He finished the game. He got up. He was okay.
He was.
But the team wasn't. I mean, it was an embarrassing blowout last night. But hey, it's been that kind of year.
Tell us something we don't know.
Exactly. It's been that kind of year, unfortunately, for football around here.
All right. We also want to tell you about school closings and delays in our area, you know, with the impending storm.
Yes.
The pressure is on you-know-who.
Oh, boy. Pressure's on you, Mike.
I was missing in action. I just came back to it.
You just got here?
But yeah, well, something like that.
Okay.
I had a couple days off.
Well,
you know.
thanks for showing up just in time.
Just in time for the big action. And we were talking about this last week, as a matter of fact, about a rain-snow mix coming through on Tuesday. Guess what? Here it is, rain-snow mix. It's Tuesday, sliding on through. Right now, most of it's just to the west of us, but it is making its way from Pennsylvania into New Jersey. It'll be right on top of the metro areas, probably in the next hour or so. As far as who's got what, we've got winter weather advisories for the purple shaded areas, which is most of northwest New Jersey and parts of the lower Hudson Valley. Only a few counties, like Sullivan and Ulster County, have the winter storm warning that is in effect until 6 o'clock this evening. That's where you have the potential of a heavier snow total in the end. But the rest of them, it's more on the minor side, but it's still something that'll slow you down. 37 degrees out at Central Park. Now here, we're probably going to see some heavy wet flakes of snowfall in the beginning, but then it changes over to rain. The dew points are starting to creep up, so when those dew point and actual temperatures meet together, the precip falls again in the next hour. But the coastal low that's down to the south of us feeds in all that moisture and gets us to the point where we're talking about, if anything, a coating of snow up in our northern, up just to the north, up around Bergen County. It's possible, but it's more like 3 to 5 inches of snow for the northern tier counties and to the west. The rest of us, it's rain. We're talking about an inch or more, therefore the potential flooding in the middle of the day. Let's bring in Inez right now and see how we're doing with the commute. Early morning.
Good morning, Mike. We're doing pretty good. Street cleaning rules are in effect. Just a couple of things going on. The FDR Drive, a little slow northbound in lower Manhattan. Approaching the Manhattan Bridge, you have an accident blocking a lane, so you can see the slowdowns that's causing. Then over on the LIE by Queens Boulevard, accident blocking that left lane. You can see the flashing lights there. So this is heading westbound, so a little heavier than usual. There's also an accident by Casino Boulevard. Then Major Deegan has an accident northbound over by Van Cortlandt Park, blocking a lane there. Southbound, those are your typical delays. If you're heading into the city from New Jersey, the GWB, it's 30 minutes on the upper and lower levels right now. The Lincoln Tunnel has about a 10-15 minute delay. Same goes for the Holland. And then with the subways, few things going on. We have a work train with mechanical problems. So that's causing the one-line downtown trains express service only between Times Square and Chambers Street. And then the 3 trains uptown local service between Chambers Street and Times Square. Rest of the rails look good, running on or close. Rosanna and Curt, back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Inez. Governor Murphy declared a state of emergency for parts of New Jersey.
And parts of New York are also bracing for a combination of rain, snow, and ice. Jessica Formoso has been hitting the roads upstate all morning. She's approaching Wallkill right now. What are you seeing so far, Jessica?
Good morning, Curt and Rosanna. Yes, we're here in Wallkill. We were in Middletown earlier this morning, and so far so good. The roads, as you can see, are clear. We have not seen any snow, no rain, no sleet, nothing just yet, but we know that's going to change in the next few hours or so. We left the city about like 3:30 in the morning. We took the Palisades, and there we did see some salt spreaders that were treating the roads. And here we did see a couple of plows, maybe just a handful of plows early this morning, just driving. They weren't putting anything down, but we saw them driving around. And here, oh, look at this. As we are approaching, this seems like this is where the sanitation trucks and salt spreaders are preparing to hit the roads. You could see them there lined up. I don't know if we're actually at a red light, so we can't get too close. We have to wait. But As we turn here, you're going to see them that they're getting ready to start treating these roads. But over in New Jersey, as you said, Governor Murphy declaring a state of emergency. That went actually into effect at 5 this morning. The governor going on X last night, writing that he's declaring a state of emergency for Morris, Passaic, Sussex, and Warren counties. They too anticipate a wintry mix of snow, sleet, and freezing rain. And we are expecting this as well here in Orange County. Right now, as I said, as you're looking here live, everything is calm before the storm, as they say, but that could change in the next hour or two as we are expecting that wintry mix here. There are a number of school closures already. You can see that on the bottom of your screen there. So just, pay attention to that. And if you're going to head out, guys, just be careful. You never know. Just be cautious, exercise caution. If you can stay inside off the roads, that's the best you can do, especially to help the plows and crews to take care of these streets, of these roads. But again, we'll be out here all morning long. And of course, when it starts, we will bring it to you guys live. Curt and Rosanna.
All right, thank you.
All right, let's talk about developing this morning. 2 people are recovering after a fire erupted in a residential building in Queens.
It happened just before 11 o'clock last night on 108th Street in Richmond Hill. The fire spread to 4 different buildings, causing 60 firefighters and 220 EMS personnel to respond to the scene. A civilian and a firefighter were both treated for minor injuries by EMS. 16 people have been displaced. The fire is now under control. It's still unclear as to just how it started. And we're about to enter the second day of a pretrial hearing for Luigi Mangione.
Well, his lawyers are fighting to get some key pieces of evidence thrown out before the trial begins. Haley Fixler is at Manhattan Criminal Court this morning. What's happening, Haley?
Good morning, Curt, Rosanna. Well, these suppression hearings, as you mentioned, they're happening because Mangione's defense team is trying to argue that some of the most incriminating pieces of evidence that officials say link Mangione to Thompson's murder were illegally obtained. And this all kind of stems around what happened during Mangione's arrest. So let's break down everything. So yesterday, the court watched surveillance video of his arrest in an Altoona McDonald's last December. Officials were alerted that Mangione was there because of a 911 call that the manager made after several people there spotted him and said he looked like the shooter. Now, everyone in that courtroom listened to that 911 call. The defense team says Mangione was not read his Miranda rights until about 20 minutes after police encountered him. So they believe anything that he said before then needs to be thrown out. Police also found a 3D printed gun, a silencer, and even a journal with allegedly a plan to take out an insurance executive and other written statements that officials say connect him to the murder in his backpack. Now, Mangione's legal team says that search was illegal. Prosecutors disagree, but soon a judge is going to decide whether or not that evidence can be used in a trial. Here's what an attorney tells us.
Even if they're successful in having the evidence thrown out, that's not necessarily going to be a grand slam home run with respect to the trial itself, because, and I can tell you because I do this every day, everything is on video these days. So they have video of the incident, they have video of the arrest. Search incident to arrest typically relates to your person, right? Sure. So they can frisk you, they can search you, they can retrieve items. But we're talking about a closed, zipped backpack here. So the fact of the matter is, there's a presumption that in order to open that backpack, search through it, open containers within it, you're supposed to get a search warrant. So it's going to be a difficult question for the court to answer here as to whether or not they went too far in doing that.
Now, yesterday, we also learned that a corrections officer spoke with Mangione soon after his arrest, and he told the court that Mangione blurted out some information to him, like telling him that he did have a 3D printed gun and foreign money in his backpack. Now, the officer maintains he did not engage in the conversation, but that Mangione offered it all up. And we also learned from that prison guard that Mangione was on constant watch at the state prison where he was held last year because officials there apparently wanted to avoid a, quote, Epstein style situation. So things kick off again at 9:30 this morning, and it's hard to tell from where we're standing, and there's a lot of cars in the way, but already at 7 o'clock this morning, 2.5 hours before the court appearance, there is a line wrapped around the corner at the courthouse. Now, we know that several witnesses, they are scheduled to appear today, and there is also hope that in the next few days, as these hearings continue, we could soon get a trial date. Live in Lower Manhattan, Kurt, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Haley. Meanwhile, the Trump administration has fired 8 immigration judges here in the city. An official at the National Association of Immigration Judges and a Justice Department official tell the New York Times all of the judges worked at 26 Federal Plaza. That building also houses the headquarters for ICE. Immigration judges who were fired earlier this year suggest that the judges who were fired yesterday were deemed too lenient. The dismissals are part of a nationwide effort as President Trump looks to be more aggressive on deportations. And the New York State Gaming Board unanimously voted to recommend casino licenses for all 3 remaining casino bids, 2 of which are in Queens, the other in the Bronx.
All right, that means they are now up for final approval. One of the casinos would be built next to Citi Field. Steve Cohen, the owner of the New York Mets, is partnering with Hard Rock International. The second casino license would allow Resorts World at the Aqueduct racetrack to expand its current gambling facility. And the third is Bally's in the Bronx. The casino would be built at Ferry Point next to the Whitestone Bridge. All right, still ahead right here on Good Day New York. Voters heading back to the polls in parts of New Jersey. What you need to know about the Jersey City and Hoboken mayoral runoff elections.
And Sean Diddy Combs already blasting 50 Cent over the release of a new documentary, which just comes out today.
And a new study showing even more trouble for kids who use smart devices at a young age. We'll tell you all about it. Good Day coming right back.
All right, Mike Woods is here with the weather. Jessica Formoso has been on the roads upstate. Nothing so far, When's it coming? How soon?
It should be here within the next hour or so. The further northwest she goes, the better the chances are, but it is starting to slide into that area. And we'll probably even get a little bit of those heavy, wet flakes of snow here in the city in the beginning, again, in the next hour or two, and then it changes over to rain. And it's going to be a lot of rain, too, by the way, just so you know, because a lot of folks, I think, miss out on that. Well, this is what we have right now. It's a cloudy sky, pretty complex storm that we have coming through here. It'll start off with the clouds, and then the clouds will thicken, and then the showers get going. Yep, so sort of a messy, well, it feels like Monday, but it's Tuesday, but it's not messy yet. So if you get your commute in on the early side, then you're in good shape. But if it takes until a little bit later for you to get there, well, that's when you start to see some problems. But for now, we'll start off with a cloudy sky and some pretty cool temperatures, but that precip sliding in, making its way from Pennsylvania, now heading into South Jersey. See how there is not just rain, but a kind of a mix heading in this general direction. That's why I'm saying we could see some wet flakes of snow in the next hour. Up around Sussex County, Passaic County, looks like it is snow, and it is falling as snow, and it'll probably stick around for at least a little while. Our extreme northwestern counties where it has a better chance of staying as snow for a while. We've got 37 Central Park, 34 degrees in Newark, so our temps, even in the metro areas, are above freezing, but the upper levels of the atmosphere are sufficiently cold. That's why it starts off as snow, but then as we get that southeast wind pulling in the warmer temperatures, it does warm those temps up, and that's why it changes it over to rain. And you can see how we're not in just the green, but the yellow and orange shades. So this is some pretty heavy rain as we head toward midday. I'm a little concerned with some localized flooding happening as we get into the middle of the afternoon, and then as we head into the late afternoon, it's starting to pull away from us. But our extreme northwestern counties, it pretty much stayed as snow throughout most of the event. Now, this only goes until about 10 o'clock this evening. Rain totals being put out by the models, these numbers actually just went up anywhere from an inch to about an inch and a half, maybe even more for the East Hampton. So we'll have to wait and see if that does verify, but that's a pretty good hit of rain coming through in a fairly short period of time. Snow totals now in the metro areas out on Long Island, Jersey Shore, it's basically just going to be wet. Yes, there are some heavy wet flakes of snow, but they will be melting on contact. But you do get some accumulation in places like Sussex County, Passaic County, over toward Orange County, 1 to 3 inches there, but 3 to 5 inches, maybe 6 inches in some of our highest elevations to the north and west. The rest of us in the metro areas, your high gets up to 43. It's almost all rain. Then it shuts down later on this evening into tonight. Things are much better tomorrow, sunny but windy and cool with a high of 41. One day is very cold, and that is Friday with a high of only 33 degrees. Ouch. Let's get you over to Inez and see how we're doing at this point with the commute. Good morning.
Good morning, Micah. Things are doing okay right now. We have a couple of things going on. The FDR Drive, things are moving better here by the Manhattan Bridge. There was an accident blocking 2 lanes there northbound. Then over on the LIE, you're jammed up this morning heading towards Queens Boulevard. Right past it, there's an accident blocking that left lane, so heavy delays there as you make your way towards the BQE. Eastbound side, not too bad. The Gowanus, of course, that's a little slow, but it is moving at the speed limit from the Belt Merge inbound heading towards the Prospect. No problems on the outbound side. And the LIE over by Willis Avenue, nothing to report westbound or eastbound. Rosanna and Curt, back to you.
Okay, thanks so much, Inez. It's December 2nd, but it's election day for some people in New Jersey.
Didn't we just go through this?
I feel like we did.
Well, in New Jersey, there are mayoral runoff elections happening in both Hoboken and Jersey City. Robert Moses joins us right now with the details. Robert.
Curt and Rosanna, about an hour and 20 minutes ago, voters in both Jersey City and Hoboken headed back to the polls because no candidate got more than 50% of the vote in either mayoral race. Let us begin in Jersey City. Veteran City Councilman James Solomon and former governor and former Woodbridge Mayor Jim McGreevey were the two top vote getters. Solomon got about 29% of the vote, McGreevey 25%. This contest bears similarities to the mayoral contest that we just witnessed here in New York City, i.e. veteran politician who resigned from office amid scandal against younger opponent who fashions himself as the anti-establishment candidate. McGreevey, who is 68, famously resigned as governor back in 2004 and came out as gay after admitting he had an affair with a male staffer. Solomon, 41 years old, he's a two-term councilman who has been endorsed by the third and fourth place finishers in November's contest. As was the case here in New York, affordability really has been an animating theme in Jersey City, as has been experience, or the lack of it.
I've been a mayor, I've been a governor, with all due respect. James has never managed, candidly anything. And so that's a heck of a job to learn on the job. It's like trying to fly a plane for the first time in a plane.
I don't think the former governor has the experience we want, right? He has the experience of resigning in disgrace as governor because of corruption scandals. He has the experience of being fired from his last job for misappropriating millions of dollars in taxpayer money. That is an experience that's going to help the people of Jersey City.
Greevy, by the way, denies misappropriating funds when he led Jersey City's job training center. The other mayoral runoff election is in Hoboken, where the two top vote getters, council member Emily Jabbour and Michael Russo, are squaring off. Jabbour got about 27% of the vote back in November. Russo a little more than 24. Polls in Jersey City and Hoboken have been open again since 8 o'clock this morning. They will stay open until 8 o'clock tonight. One thing to pay attention to really is turnout today for a couple reasons. First of all, the inclement weather that Mike has talked about, and also the fact that it's December. People aren't really thinking about elections in December. So we'll have to see if paltry turnout affects the results later on today there in Hudson County. Rosanna and Curt, back to you.
Thank you very much, Robert. Well, this new documentary on Netflix is getting slammed already by Sean Diddy Combs' team, calling it a shameful hit piece.
All right, let's find out more about it. Ryan, Christopher, are there lawsuits involved now?
All right, well, good morning. So 50 Cent's 4-part docuseries about Sean Diddy Combs starts streaming today on Netflix, and already Diddy's team now speaking out. Now, his publicist is calling Sean Combs' The Reckoning, quote, a shameful hit piece that's, quote, unfair, illegal, and an unnecessary and deeply personal affront. Now, the trailer for the docuseries shows Mr. Combs on the phone with his legal team saying, quote, we're losing, just 6 days before he was ultimately arrested. 50 Cent, whose real name is Curtis Jackson, a Queens native, and Combs are longtime rivals, as Jackson claims that their feud started when Diddy offered to take 50 shopping, which Jackson then took offense to. Now, in a statement to The Hollywood Reporter, Combs' publicist noted that Netflix relied on stolen footage that was never actually authorized for release by Netflix or really anybody, adding that Mr. Combs had been gathering the footage since he was 19 years old to tell his very own story. Combs is currently serving a 50-month sentence on prostitution-related convictions. Curt and Rosanna will send it back on over to you.
Never a dull moment between those two. Thank you very much, Ryan.
Certainly not.
All right, when we come back, another weight loss drug is slimming down its prices.
Plus, the World Health Organization is offering guidance on using GLP-1s, what the agency is now saying about the weight loss drugs, and who should have access to it. When Good Day returns. The World Health Organization is issuing guidelines for the first time on the use of the GLP-1 therapies. The UN Health Agency recommends the drug conditionally as part of a treatment for obesity. Now, the guidance comes as governments around the globe are determining how to include the therapies into their health system.
Our greatest concern is equitable access. Without concerted action, these medicines could contribute to widening the gap between the rich and poor, both between and within countries. We must work together on strategies like pool procurement and tiered pricing to make these medicines affordable for all.
The guidance includes a conditional recommendation that suggests those facing obesity also increase physical activity and eat a healthy diet.
And speaking of GLP-1s, Eli Lilly says it's lowering the cash prices of single-dose vials of its weight loss drug Zepbound. Anyone paying cash will now be charged a range between $299 and $449 every month on its direct-to-consumer platform, Lilly Direct. That's $50 less than previous prices. It all comes just weeks after the Trump administration made agreements with Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk to make their GLP-1 drugs more affordable.
Parents may be taking a risk if they decide to give their children a smartphone before they're 12 years old. A study found that owning a smartphone during early adolescence is linked to an increased risk of mental health issues and obesity, as well as a higher likelihood of depression and insufficient sleep. Researchers say parents should use care and consideration when making a decision about their children using smartphones. The study was published in the journal Pediatrics. And Costco is adding its name to the list of companies suing the Trump administration over the president's sweeping tariffs on most imported products.
The Warehouse Club says it's currently offsetting the cost of tariffs by increasing prices for select products. The tariffs face other legal challenges along the way, including a case in the Supreme Court to decide if the president has the authority to enact such sweeping tariffs. Under the Constitution, Congress is given the power over tariffs. Costco says its lawsuit is a necessary step toward receiving a refund if the Supreme Court decides to reject the tariffs. Right now, it's unclear how and when refunds will be implemented if the tariffs are indeed overturned. Well, the Powerball jackpot going up after there were no winners in last night's drawing.
Okay. Well, the winning numbers were, just in case you have your ticket handy, 5, 18, 26, 47, 59. Powerball was 1. The jackpot for the drawing tomorrow night is now up to $775 million. There have been no jackpot winners since September 6th. You know what? Somebody's got to win. I know the odds are against you, but somebody's got to win.
Okay, so we do the numbers the day after.
Right.
If you were checking your ticket and you had, say, 4 of them, would that give you more of an incentive to play again, or would that tick you off and you realize I'm not going to get that close again and quit?
You have
rest
your
for
luck,
a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know. I think you should just stay in it. Stay in it.
That's the only way to win.
You never know.
Only way.
All right, the holidays, though. It can be a tough time of year for families struggling with the cost of living.
But there are ways that you can help. Coming up, we're going to talk with the Salvation Army to talk about how we can all get involved.
1065.
Well, you want to feel mature?
Yeah.
Britney Spears is 44 years old today.
When did that happen?
Gosh.
She was just a little girl with the pigtails the
I
last
know.
time I remember.
Fresh off of doing the Mickey Mouse Club with Justin Timberlake. Man, 44.
Wow. Okay, meanwhile, we got people out in the suburbs this morning. They're looking to make Mike, justified in his weather predictions
He says it's
this
coming.
morning.
Any moment now.
Yeah, well, it ain't
Any moment.
happening yet. It's 7:30 in the morning. Nice to have you with us. I'm Rosanna Scotto.
I'm Curt Menefee. You know what? It ain't happening yet, but Mike, it's real close. I can feel it.
You can feel it,
I
right?
can feel it, yes.
I just
and
got-
there's going to be a lot of it, too, right?
Yeah, a lot of
Look at
rain
you
for
sticking
us
up
here.
for him.
Exactly. We are
Trying to
on a
help.
good basis right now. It's a lot of whatever it is that you're getting. Depends on where you are. So up to the north and west. In fact, I just got a picture from Pike County out here in Pennsylvania. Snow is on the ground. So it's on the ground and starting to accumulate. And you can see on the radar satellite some of the pink shades overtaking Staten Island, getting closer to us here in the city. That's that wintry mix. So you're likely to see some heavy, wet snowflakes come through in the next hour or so. And then it changes over to rain as time goes on. It almost looks like you're going to get a snow dump, but then it changes over to rain quickly. We have a winter weather advisory for the purple shaded areas, which includes northwest New Jersey, down into the lower Hudson Valley, including Rockland County and over in toward Orange County, Putnam County. Now, even further to the northwest, Sullivan and Ulster County, you have the winter storm warning where you are expecting snow to accumulate significantly there, 4 to 6 inches plus possible in those locations. We're still in a minimal temperature range right around 34 to 37 degrees, so above freezing, and the southeast wind will bring in even more of the warm air. That's why it doesn't have an opportunity to come in as snow and stay that way. It's just not going to happen with that area of low pressure in that position. It's going to pull in warmer air, in fact, to force that rain-snow line more to the north and west as time goes on. But that rain that comes through for most of us is going to be pretty intense for a while. I'd say especially around lunchtime. Localized flooding could be a problem before this starts to wrap up and pull away by later on this evening. Then New England gets hit pretty hard. And then we're in for a bit of a dry stretch. A few more shots of cold air will come through, but we just have to get through this one, which does look like it wants to provide anywhere from 2 to 6 inch snow totals in our highest elevations to the northwest. But the rest of us, this is nothing to sneeze at. And 1.5 inches to close to 2 inches of rain in a fairly short period of time. That's what's going to bring us the potential for some flooding as we go through the mid-afternoon for you today. Much better for the rest of the week. Let's bring in Inez right now and find out where we are right now. The early commute shouldn't be much of a problem.
Good morning, Mike. Not too bad, actually. Things are looking pretty good. Most of the roadways are dry right now. Look at the LIE where we had an accident by Greens Boulevard here. Traffic moving again without any problems. Westbound, a little slow on the eastbound side there. Just delays. Crossing the Brooklyn Bridge, traffic coming towards us. Brooklyn bound, no problems. Manhattan bound, you have a nice ride there. And across Bronx on the Alexander Hamilton Bridge. Northbound, southbound, things are moving along pretty good. No major problems. Same goes for the major Deegan. George Washington Bridge heading into the city. It's 30 minutes on the upper and lower levels. If you're heading towards the Lincoln Tunnel, a little slow on 495 as you make your way up towards Kennedy Boulevard. It's about a 20-minute delay inbound, 15 to 20 minutes inbound. Same goes for the Holland Tunnel. With the rails, things look good. Everything running on or close to schedule. Curt and Rosanna, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Inez. Today is Giving Tuesday. The Salvation Army Red Kettles are always a good reminder to give to those in need, especially around the holidays when many families are struggling to put food on the table.
Here to tell us ways to help get the holiday season off to a generous start, General Secretary of the Salvation Army's New Jersey Division, Major Brett DeMichael. Always good to see you. Can't believe it's been a year since you were last here, but you're here this time of year. The Red Kettles are out.
Here we are.
This time of year, wherever you go, everybody sees them. But we see money, cash stashed in here. That's not the only way to give nowadays.
No, it's not. There are several ways to give. First of all, you'd never see that in real life. That's not very safe. We try to keep the money safer than that. Yeah, no, you'll see the Red Kettles out starting, it's after Thanksgiving, so you're going to see them out in force. Most of the Red Kettle signs you'll see now will have a QR code. You can give that way. And, of course, I would say Salvation Army, NJ.org is a great clearinghouse for giving, and also SalvationArmyUSA.org would get you where you need to go if you're inclined to give.
Salvation Army's been around, all of our lifetimes forever.
Yeah.
The need right now, where does it stand compared to years past?
It feels like it's always increasing, Curt. Like it never goes away, certainly. Our neighbors are in need. You know, food insecurity is a problem. Homelessness is a problem. And it's our neighbors. It's people that we know. It's people that we work with. And our kids go to school together. And, you know, we just try to be supportive and encouraging, not only in the moment, but helping solve these larger issues that get people in situations like that.
So how does the Salvation actually help? How does the money that people give to Salvation get distributed?
Yeah, you know, number one, the money that you give stays local. It stays in your community. That's an important part that people like to know. And also, you know, it funds the programming that we do, whether it be a food pantry, a meal program, again, support for homelessness in a community. It really varies based on the needs of the community. The Salvation Army can be really flexible as far as what they provide for specific communities based on the need.
And you do some kind of interesting programs where you can adopt a family.
Yeah, Christmas.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, Christmas time is a really visible time for the Salvation Army, of course. And yeah, if one is inclined, they can adopt a family at Christmas time. My personal story is that my grandmother's family, when she was just a little girl, was adopted by someone who brought toys and food to them to make sure they had a happy Christmas when it wouldn't have been so otherwise. So that's a really important way that people can get engaged with their neighbors.
And how do they get that family?
Yeah, again, either look up their local Salvation Army unit, or again, I would point people to salvationarmynj.org, specifically for New Jersey, because that's what I represent. And that can help people get pointed in the right direction.
Because there's so many different ways we talk about, whether it's a QR code or adopting a family.
Yeah.
The need is there.
Yeah.
And one of the things that you've seen and you've talked about are people kind of joining together to double their impact, whether it's with a friend or through work.
Right, absolutely. You know, it's great that our communities can come together and that people can work together to encourage one another. And we'd encourage everybody to look for people to come alongside. It may feel like somebody can only do a little bit, but a lot of people doing a little bit ends up doing a lot. And the Army tries to be trustworthy in that way and helping get people pointed in the right direction.
All right, well, one more time, let's give the QR code information and website so that people, today on this day, you know, today we call Giving Tuesday.
Right.
Every day is a giving day, but, you know, we kind of give the nudge on Giving Tuesday.
Absolutely. SalvationArmyNJ.org would be the place to go online, and when you see a kettle, a lot of them will have the QR code. Put your phone up to that, it'll help you.
Easy
help you
peasy.
along.
Major
That's right.
Brett DeMichael, thank you so much for
Thanks
being
very
with
much for
us
the opportunity.
on Good Day. All right, should we...
Yeah, no, we're talking about Giving Tuesday. We'll keep doing that because, you know what?
Yeah, we're taking it to the streets this morning.
There's a very special event taking place today called the Hungerthon Hustle.
It's a 5K run walk. It's meant to raise funds and awareness for ending hunger. Crystal Young taking it to the streets this morning at Citi Field, where celebrity chef Marcus Samuelsson will co-host this event with you. How are you this morning?
I am well. Giving Tuesday is always a day where you stop and think, how can I give of myself in one way? And guess what? Why hunger? They can easily answer that question. They've been around for 50 years, but the Hungerthon for 40 years. There's food connections and there's music connections. I'm going to slide over to someone who knows all about this morning, Alicia Steinman. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about why hunger started 50 years ago and sadly why it's still so important 50 years later. Like, we're not over the hump.
It's crazy, right? We live in the greatest country in the world. Started in 1975 by Harry Chapin, who, as you know, it was a world-class singer, famous, and he started it with one concept: why? Why are people hungry? Why do we live in this in America where people are hungry every day? It's just fascinating. So he started Why Hunger, and here we are 50 years later.
Now, tell me why you're dressed like this. Because you look like you're...
This all the time. No, just kidding. I'm not a fan.
Wait. You could ask me the same thing. Tell me why you have that hat on. Yeah. But yeah, so let's talk about the run and how long it is and the significance.
Sure. So as we said, it's the 40th year of Hungerthon. And today we're doing a run. It's 4.7 kilometers, which represents the 47 million Americans who wake up every day hungry. Wow. So we're out here running. I'm bib number 2, and I'm joined by my good friend Marcus Samuelsson, who will be bib number 1, and we're going to start the race together.
Oh, I like that. Now, as soon as you walk into this area, there are vendors setting up, and then there's also something going on outside. Let's just walk over to the window. We'll have the camera pan outside because I feel like many hands makes light work and people are moving and grooving. So what are they setting up down there?
So we've got our race out here, race, walk, whatever you want to do. You can also do it virtually if you still want to join live. Yep. You can register online. And we're setting up, so we're going to do 4.7 kilometers outside around Citi Field, our gracious host, home of the best baseball team in all of baseball. Look in my Mets colors. And yeah, we're ready to go.
I like that. And you know, today it's supposed to start raining in a little bit, so rain or shine, people are going to be on it out there and raising money.
Listen, people wake up whether it's rain or shine hungry. So we're here. We're here, and we're ready.
I love it. Thank you so much. We're going to talk to Marcus later, and we will weave him into the conversation. And we'll also talk about how food and music have influenced this organization and help raise a lot of money for people that are hungry. I'm going to toss it back inside to both of you, Curt and Rosanna.
All right, thank you for putting this on our radar, Crystal. Coming up on Good Day, more of your top stories.
And you might want to cover your eyes if you haven't seen this. Big Blue maybe feeling black and blue after a beatdown by the Patriots last night. We'll have the plays from that game. We won't even call them highlights. And we'll talk about some other sports news when we continue.
Today.
All righty, 7:43, rush hour. Here's some top stories if you're heading out the door. A fire erupted in Queens that spread to 4 different buildings. It happened just before 11 last night on 108th Street in Richmond Hill. A civilian and a firefighter both treated for minor injuries by EMS. 16 people have been displaced. The fire now under control.
Accused killer Luigi Mangione is due back in court this morning as his attorneys continue trying to get evidence thrown out before his trial begins. This coming nearly a year since investigators say he shot and killed United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in Midtown. Mangione has pleaded not guilty to all state and federal charges.
The New York State Gaming Board unanimously voted to recommend casino licenses for all 3 remaining casino bids, 2 of which are in Queens, the other one in the Bronx. And that means they are now up for final approval. If any of them receive final approval, they must pay a $500 million license fee up front. All that money will go to the MTA.
Time now for sports, and Giants fans have a lot of great memories about playing the New England Patriots. Last night will not be one of them. Things started off bad, got worse. Patriots returned a 94-yard punt in the first quarter, making it a 10-0 game. They eventually led 17-0. Later in that quarter, though, Jackson Dart, who was back after missing 2 games with a concussion, gets hit hard while running, flying out of bounds. The hit was legal. No flag was thrown. He got up. He finished the game. The Giants didn't finish it in winning fashion, 33-15. The Patriots won. They have now won 10 straight games. Dart explained afterwards why he decided to take the risk running the ball.
This is football. Like, I'm going to get hit if I'm in the pocket or outside the pocket. Like, I feel like I've played this way my whole entire life. This shouldn't be like any shocker to anybody if you've followed along with my career. And we're not playing soccer out here. Like, you're gonna get hit, things happen. It's part of the game.
47 and if you think that was bad, have you ever seen this before? No one really has. Giants kicker Younghoe Koo botched the kick. Now watch what happens. His foot just hits the turf, and he gets stuck. Didn't even hit the ball. Giants, they got a bye week coming up. They are thankful for that right now. Things are not looking good. 4 more games, folks. 4 more games. Let's get to baseball now, where the Mets have signed free agent relief pitcher, and they didn't have to go too far to find him. Devin Williams, well, he reportedly agreed to a 3-year deal worth $51 million. The right-hander pitcher pitched for the Yankees last season, where he had a career-worst 4.79 ERA, yet he's still getting $51 million. Williams lost his closer's job twice last season. The deal is pending on the 31-year-old 2-time All-Star passing his physical. In hockey, the Devils were at home taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets. First period, no score. Nico Hischier scores the goal to put New Jersey up 1-0, and that's where it was in the second period. Actually, it was 2-1 Devils up. Blue Jackets Sean Monahan gets the goal to tie it up at 2. Third period, still tied. Charlie Coyle taps in the puck to give them the lead, and the Devils lose 5-3. In basketball, the Nets were at home taking on the Charlotte Hornets. Third quarter, Nets up by 2. Charlotte's LaMelo Ball hits the 3 to give the Hornets a 1-point lead, but later in the third, Drake Powell throws it up. Michael Porter Jr. slams it down. Brooklyn back up by a couple. Fourth quarter, Nets now leading by 8. Noah Clowney throws down the monster poster dunk. In the fourth, it was another crazy poster slam. Look at this. Danny Wolf gets it, and the Nets win. Nets win 116-103. All right, that'll do it for sports. When we come back, we've got entertainment news on a popular video game franchise now heading to the big screen.
Plus, we're checking out the big winner from last night's Gotham Awards. Ryan has details when we come back.
We know we can't change everything you don't like about shopping, but here at Stop & Shop, we're going all out to improve what we can.
Thank you.
We've seen you doing finger math in the store, but no more of that. You deserve a better way to save.
Heck yeah, I do.
With over 10,000 items always on sale, it's time we actually loved grocery shopping.
Justin, when was the last time you went on break?
I'm on break right now. With so many ways to save, good things are in store at Stop & Shop.
Okay, he's got the radar. He's checking. I've never seen him so serious. Mike Woods.
Mike, are you serious?
Are you serious? Is this really happening? Something like that. I do get excited. I like checking out these camera shots to see exactly where the snow is. That's actually probably one of our best tools. And this one, looking into the southern end of Manhattan, we're still okay at this very moment, but I'm pretty sure there are some wet flakes of snow flying over us, but maybe not making it down to the ground yet because the air has to saturate. In fact, we can see that. Let's do a little radar tour. Everything's kind of closing in on the metro areas. And in fact, the first of those light showers is here, but it takes, again, a little bit of time for that precip to make it all the way to the ground. It looks like it is a rain-snow mix for starters. Up to the northwest, this is where it's snow, and it's been going on. So places like Pike County in Pennsylvania, Sullivan County, yep, you've got that snow coming through, and it's sticking in those locations where your temps are below freezing. 29 in Sussex, but it's 37 Central Park. Even if you do see those heavy wet flakes of snow, they melt on contact. Southeast wind is going to bring in even more of the warm air, but a lot more moisture. This is the futurecast. And it says, you know what, in the next couple of hours, it's not just rain, but that rain's going to be heavy at times for the late morning and early afternoon hours as your temps get back up into the lower 40s, and then it starts to pull away from us. It's only the highest elevations to the north and west that stay as snow pretty much throughout the event, and that's why they have the potential for heavier snow totals. But the rest of us, it's that rain that comes through, and it wants to give us anywhere from an inch to an inch and a half plus possible, and that's just over the next maybe 6 to 12 hours in terms of the rainfall. Now, snow, where it's going to stick up to the northwest, 3 to 5 inches plus possible in our highest elevations like parts of Sullivan and Ulster County, but those snow totals drop off dramatically as you start making your way down to the south and east. Get to the metro areas, Long Island, coastal areas, it's not going to stick at all, maybe in a coating as you head quite a ways to the north. All right, so cloudy and cold with that wintry mix coming through. High in the city up to 43 degrees. It's going to be very wet in the middle of the day. It shuts down by this evening, and then it's out of here. We're dry and pretty cold for the rest of the week, especially Friday with that high only at 33 degrees for you. That's even colder than your typical coldest day in the middle of winter, in the middle of January. So there we have it. Let's bring in Inez right now and see how we're doing with the commute so far. Good morning.
Hey there, Mike. Not too bad, actually. Just seeing those typical delays out there. Right now, look at the Gowanus. That's slow as usual from 38th Street as you head towards the BQE inbound. On the outbound side, no major issues. The FDR Drive in the 70s. Northbound, a little sluggish there heading towards the Triborough Bridge. Nothing going on the southbound side heading towards the 59th Street Bridge. The LIE on Long Island, you have a nice ride over by Comac Road, eastbound and westbound. With the rails, everything running on or close to schedule. Rosanna and Curt, back to you.
Okay, thank you so much. Shall we talk a little entertainment and some awards?
Yeah, let's talk about the Gotham
It's that time of
Awards.
year, huh?
It is,
Award season.
Award season is here, and it starts right here in New York City. It was the 35th annual Gotham Awards. It was held at Cipriani on Wall Street all last night. Adam Sandler was there, Hugh Jackman. But the big winner last night was Paul Thomas Anderson's action thriller, One Battle After Another, that took home this year's top prize for Best Feature. It was the film that got 6 nominations, a record-breaking number of nods. Now, the movie stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro, Regina Hall, and Tiana Taylor. And, guys, also a guest in the 9 o'clock hour, Tony Goldwyn.
Tony Goldwyn.
There you go. His
Yes.
character is really menacing in the movie, but I won't give away much beyond that.
He's
But
a
this is
nice
all-
guy.
He's a nice guy.
Yes.
So he's not menacing in real life?
No,
Kurt?
no,
Oh.
he's gonna be here as a
All right.
nice guy. That's the
Okay.
character he's playing today.
All right, well, that's good. At least he'll be a happy character today. For this film, it's inspired by the 1990 novel Vineland, and these films, Spotlight in 2015, Moonlight in 2016, and Everything, Everywhere, All at Once in 2022, all won Gotham Awards for Best Feature and went on to win an Oscar. So maybe this is a little foreshadowing, just putting that out there. And now let's talk about this. A movie adaptation of the hit video game Helldivers is reportedly in the works. Sounds like somebody over there is pretty excited for it. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Fast and Furious director Justin Lin is set to direct the upcoming movie. Now, the video game, it was first released back in 2015 and then has since led to successful sequels like Helldivers 2, which dropped last year and has sold over 12 million units. Guys, I play this video game with my cousins. It's a lot of fun. If you ever want to play it, just call me. It's based on an elite unit of space troopers known as Helldivers. Kurt's looking at me like, what's wrong with you, dude? We battle aliens. They threaten to destroy the Super Earth Empire, and you have to spread democracy, as they call it here in the game. It's unclear when the movie will be released, but let me break it down for you. It's basically like the movie Starship Troopers, but just in video game form. So there you go. And
It
now
looks
getting
like Starship Troopers.
Right, yeah. And some people were like, are are they just kind of, you know, taking it from the movie, and now they're getting their own movie? So congrats to them, I guess. All right, and now, are you ready for it? We're now getting our very first look at Disney Plus's upcoming special. This one, Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, the final show.
We've had so long to prepare for the end of this tour, and we get to play one last show for you here tonight.
Oh, there it is right there. The full concert film captured in Vancouver, right in Canada. It's set to stream on December 12th. Now, it includes the entire set from the Tortured Poets Department performances for the very first time ever on the big screen. Now, Swift is also set to drop the first 2 episodes of her 6-part docuseries, Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, End of an Era, on December 12th. It seems like it's never going to be the end of an era. It's like she's dropping new trailers every other day.
I know.
So now we're going to have the final Eras Tour performance, the final show, coming very soon.
Didn't we see this already?
Yeah.
No, you saw the beginning. This is the end.
Right.
Yeah,
How
come
about the
on,
middle?
Rosanna.
Are they going to release the middle, Kurt, or what? Yeah.
Well, that's what the 6-part docuseries is.
Yeah,
That's the middle. Hey, people are still flocking to it.
I know.
And people
They're
love
watching.
it.
They do.
Exactly.
Good for Taylor.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, still ahead, Oxford Dictionary reveals its word of the year. What do you think it could be?
Let's think about that for a bit.
Okay.
We'll have the answer right after this. But also, we've got this. It was caught on camera. Look at this. This is a bear.
Another porch pirate?
Well, have you ever seen a bear that big, first of all, and it was living under someone's house?
What? How did they get into that?
Well, that's not your average size bear.
Is he stuck now?
Well, we'll tell you all about it when we continue here on Good Day.
OPD.
Right here, right now. Rosanna Scotto, Curt Menefee. Let's have a good day, New York.
Let's do it together. How does it look out there to you?
Well, apparently there's snowflakes. They just haven't hit the ground yet.
Well, where did they go?
I don't know. That's what Mike said.
Okay, that's his excuse. Anyway, Mike is saying it's going to be a messy morning commute. Heavy rain mostly for our area. We'll have details.
But if you're north of the city or west, you could get several inches of snow. Mike is going to break down where, when, what, and everything you can expect in the forecast.
Fingers crossed. Back in court today, lawyers for suspected CEO killer Luigi Mangione arguing some of the evidence brought against him was illegally obtained. What's next during these pretrial hearings?
A brazen heist from a boutique in Soho, all caught on surveillance camera. We'll tell you what one of the employees is now saying about the suspects who wiped out more than $1 million worth of merch.
Plus, we're taking you to a very popular stretch on the Lower East Side that was voted one of the world's coolest streets. Do you know what we're talking about? What street this is?
I know.
Okay, me too.
Everybody at home's going to know shortly.
You think so? Okay, stay with us. We'll let you in on the secret. Nobody knows this. It's not a secret, right?
No, because when you're cool, you don't keep it quiet. Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
That's the
Good day,
thing.
New York. Tuesday, December 2nd. I'm Rosanna Scotto.
I'm Curt Menefee. Thank you so much for being with us. Mike Woods is here. And Mike, when is the snow or rain or whatever going to hit the ground?
Basically right now.
Okay, it's happening?
It's what we're looking at here. We can see it on the radar satellite, what we've actually seen at the ground. It looks like it's just now maybe showing up. I'm going to poke my head out the window, out the studio window, coming up in a little bit. But right now what I'm saying is, yes, the rain-snow mix is coming to us, and it's just now overtaking the 5 boroughs and the metro areas in general. But it takes a little bit of time for that to actually hit the ground. But I'd say, yeah, in the next 15, 20 minutes, you should see it. Your temps have been climbing, though. We're at now 39. We were at 34 just a couple of hours ago. So that's the reason why it's not going to be snow all the way through. It may start off with some heavy, wet snowflakes, but it changes over to rain because that southeast wind is pulling in the warmer temperatures. And that's what's happening for the metro areas. And that rain-snow line start to work its way up to the north and to the west. Now, the thing is also the highest elevations to the northwest, they're going to hang on to that snow for a longer period of time. It may be that heavy, wet snow, but it's coming on by. But for most of us, this will be primarily a rain event. It may start off with some wet snowflakes, but it changes over to rain. It looks like it's going to be pretty heavy in the middle of the day, so look out for some very slow travel at that time. It's all gone by late tonight. Let's bring in Inez right now and get you another update on the commute situation. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike. Street cleaning rules are in effect today. The commute, for the most part, looking good. Just seeing your typical delays out there. Look at the LIE over by Queens Boulevard. Slow heading westbound. Some exiting delays on the eastbound side heading towards the Grand Central and the Van Wyck. The George Washington Bridge inbound. It's 30 minutes heading towards the upper and lower levels. If you're heading towards the Lincoln Tunnel, it's about a 20-minute delay. Same goes for the Holland. Metro North, LIRR, New Jersey Transit, and the PATH trains all running on or close to schedule. Curt and Rosanna, back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Inez. We could soon be seeing the start of a messing morning commute. That's what they're saying.
That's what Mike is saying. And depending where you are, you might also be dealing with rain, or maybe you're dealing with snow or sleet or some combination thereof. Jessica Formoso has been driving around upstate this morning. She's right around Middletown right now. What are the conditions there?
Good morning, Curt and Rosanna. Look, Mike is not crazy. I think Mother Nature's a bit crazy because just before we got on the air, I was telling Dan, my photographer Dan and I were driving, and I said, oh my God, here it is. It's starting to snow. It was that wet snow, that mix, that winter mix of some rain and some flakes. And now look at this. It's gone. It's clear again. So I don't know what's going on here, but we did see it for about like 2-3 minutes calm down here in Middletown in Orange County. We've been driving for hours. We left about 3:30 this morning from the Upper East Side. We took the Palisades, and there we saw salt spreaders, trucks already treating the roads. And we've been seeing the same thing now at this hour here in Middletown. We saw some salt spreaders and some plows on the streets here starting to treat these roads because we are expecting that wintry mix of snow, sleet, and freezing rain later today. We thought it was going to happen because we saw it come down, but it seems like it's taken a little break. But listen, over in New Jersey, there is a state of emergency there. It went in effect at 5 this morning. Governor Phil Murphy taking to X last night, writing that he has declared a state of emergency for Morris, Passaic, Sussex, Warren counties, and Hunterdon counties. They also anticipate some sleet, snow, rain that should be appearing in the next few minutes or next hour or so. But again, back here live, as you can see, the roads are clear. That could change. We did see it change for like a hot second. But of course, we'll be out here all morning and we'll bring you guys the latest as it happens. Curt and Rosanna?
All right,
thank you very much. Well, Luigi Mangione is due back in court today for his second day of pretrial hearings.
His lawyers are trying to get key pieces of evidence thrown out in the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Haley Fixler in Lower Manhattan this morning. Has Luigi gotten there yet?
Good morning, Curt. Rosanna, you know what? We don't know. Yesterday, he came through his side door, but everything today is supposed to start at 9:30, so hopefully things will progress on time. Now, several witnesses yesterday, they were called up, and they were taking the stand under oath and answering questions, and so we were able to learn a lot, even on just the first day of these proceedings. Now, the defense is arguing that some of the most incriminating pieces of evidence that really do, officials say, link Mangione to Thompson's murder were illegally obtained. And this all boils down to what happened during his arrest in Pennsylvania after a several-day manhunt. So here is what we know. We know that yesterday the court actually watched the surveillance video of his arrest in an Altoona McDonald's last December. And officials, they were alerted that Mangione was there because of a 911 call that the manager made after several people there spotted him and said that he looked like the shooter. So everyone in the courtroom, they listened to that 911 call. Now, the defense team says that Mangione was not read his Miranda rights until about 20 minutes after police started talking to him. So they believe anything that he said before should then be thrown out. Now, police also found a 3D printed gun, a silencer, a journal with allegedly a plan to take out an insurance executive, and other written statements that they say connect him to the murder. That was all found in his backpack. So Mangione's legal team, they say that search was illegal. Prosecutors, they're disagreeing, but soon a judge is going to decide whether or not that evidence can be used in a trial. Take a listen to what an attorney thinks about all of this.
Even if they're successful in having the evidence thrown out, that's not necessarily going to be a grand slam home run with respect to the trial itself, because, and I can tell you because I do this every day, everything is on video these days. So they have video of the incident, they have video of the arrest. Search incident to arrest typically relates to your person, right? So they can frisk you, they can search you, they can retrieve items. But we're talking about a closed, zipped backpack here. So the fact of the matter is, there's a presumption that in order to open that backpack, search through it, open containers within it, you're supposed to get a search warrant. So it's going to be a difficult question for the court to answer here as to whether or not they went too far in doing that.
All right, so yesterday we learned that a corrections officer spoke with Mangione right after his arrest, and he told the court that Mangione actually blurted out some information to him, like telling him that he had a 3D printed gun and foreign money all in his backpack. Now, the officer maintained that he did not engage in this conversation. He says that Mangione offered it all up. Now, we also learned from that very same prison guard that Mangione was on constant watch at the state prison where he was held last year because apparently officials there wanted to avoid a, quote, Epstein-style situation. So, again, a lot of information coming out in just one day, and we do expect to learn more today. We know that several witnesses are on the schedule for this morning's appearance, and this could last several days. It could last up to a week, but the hope is also that in these proceedings, by the end of these proceedings, that we do have a trial date scheduled. Live in Lower Manhattan, Curt, Rosanna, back to you.
All right, Haley, we appreciate that update. Meanwhile, the search is on for thieves who stole $1 million worth of goods from a Soho boutique. We have surveillance video. It shows the suspects shattering the window to get into this celebrity boutique. It's called 4G Cellar. It's on Spring Street. They then whipped out garbage bags, stuffed them with all the stolen goods before reportedly throwing them out the window and speeding off in a sedan 90 seconds before police arrived. A man who works at the store says the suspects were organized and prepared.
They had garbage bags on them, and they were just dropping them off the balcony, and someone was running into the car. They definitely knew what they were going for. They hit the heavy racks. I mean, these are both empty here. There was actually hangers down the street. They definitely knew what time to get out of the store.
Much of the merchandise is reportedly one of a kind, so it may be hard to sell or wear without getting noticed. Police are still looking for those suspects.
Well, millions of SNAP food benefit recipients may soon have to meet new work requirements to keep their benefits. More people will now have to work, train, or volunteer at least 80 hours a month in order to receive monthly SNAP benefits. Under President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act, the work requirements will apply to anyone between the ages of 18 and 64. The previous age limit was 54. Veterans and those experiencing homelessness will also now fall under that mandate.
He asked them to cut $186 billion from SNAP in the one big ugly bill, literally ripping food from the mouths of hungry children, seniors, and veterans. They did it.
We studied about $100 billion in spend. We have found thousands and thousands of illegal use of the EBT card.
Well, going forward, recipients who don't meet the new requirement could begin to lose their benefits as early as March.
President Trump says that he has made his pick for the next chair to oversee the Federal Reserve, and he says he will make the announcement very soon. Current Chairman Jerome Powell's term ends in May. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent gave President Trump a short list leading up to the decision after interviewing 5 candidates for the job. One of Trump's top economic aides, Kevin Hassett, is likely at the top of the list, along with current Fed board member Christopher Waller and ex-Fed Governor Kevin Warsh. Coming up on Good Day New York, we're rolling into peak holiday shopping season. There's a new push to stop those darn porch pirates.
Plus, ahead in Good Day, friend of the show, actor Tony Goldwyn is here, helping us honor Giving Tuesday. He's going to tell us about the incredible work he does with the organization AmeriCares. Fox. Well, talk about an unbearable house guest. Check out this very large bear seen on security video squeezing himself into a tiny crawl space underneath a home in California. Apparently, he's been going in and out of this house like this since June.
Huh.
The homeowner says the intruder often rummages through the trash and just leaves behind a mess.
Wow.
Sounds like some house guests I've had before. Just leave behind a mess and take off.
I love it. I was like, how does he squeeze into that hole? And then I'm thinking it's like me squeezing into my jeans. It can be
Especially
done.
after Thanksgiving. We all feel like that, you know?
It can be done, Mike Woods.
days. You're supposed to. Isn't this like the fluffing season?
Exactly,
Supposed
right?
to go ahead and
Right
put on
before
a
hibernation.
couple extra LBS. Never hurt nobody.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you what, you're going to definitely feel like we're in the holidays. We got our first little rain snow event coming to us here. Now, it shows up that we have most of northern New Jersey seeing something, either rain or the rain snow mix or snow, depending on exactly where you are. But it just takes a little time for the atmosphere to saturate. And that includes us here in the city because it has been showing up on the radar. And the observation for Central Park does report showers right now. It's probably some wet snowflakes, but they're melting as they get down to the lower levels. So we're really not expecting much of anything here. You start heading to our northwestern counties like Passaic County, Morris County, Sussex, and over toward Warren County. That's where the snow is falling and it's going to stick. Same thing for the lower Hudson Valley. You can see what's going on with our temps in the mid to upper 30s. So with that being the case, even if you do get the snow, it melts. But here, where you're closer to 32 or even colder, that's where it's going to stick. And that's exactly what we're expecting. The southeast wind is also kicking in, coming through at around 5 to 15 miles per hour. The Futurecast doesn't just give us rain, but that rain is actually pretty heavy mid to late morning for us here. As we head toward lunchtime, it's really coming down, and it's rain for most of us at that point in time. You can see that rain snow line is way up to the northwest, so places like Sullivan and Ulster County, it may stay as snow for a little while longer, and then it starts to pull away as we head toward the afternoon and the evening. But that's really going to kind of mess up the middle of the day. Very wet and raw for you before it all gets out of here. So how much do we get out of it as far as precip is concerned? Well, snow totals, we still want to keep it in that 2 to 6 inch range for our highest elevations to the north and west, but they're the only ones that really get significant snow. Start heading down, and it looks like it's going to be a much more minor event. But look at these rain totals coming out of the Futurecast weather models. Does look like we're looking at about an inch to an inch and a half, which is nothing to sneeze at. Most of that coming through in the middle of the day. It's gone by tomorrow. Then we have a dry few days set up for us here. By the way, birthday shout out to our pal. That's Jerry. Recognize him? Oh, yeah. Might be, Ryan Christopher's dad and his brother, the whole family. I think that it might even be Maisie. Happy birthday to you, Jerry. Champion to all. Let's get you over to Inez and see how we're doing with the commute. Good morning.
We love Jerry. Happy birthday to you. We have a couple of hiccups right now, starting off with the LA westbound by Maurice Avenue. You have an accident blocking that right lane there, so a little slow as you can see traffic trying to merge out of that right lane. Then over in the Bronx, the Bruckner northbound at exit 8, one lane blocked with a crash. The Cross Bronx has a stall here approaching the Bronx River Parkway. You can see that stalled truck blocking that left lane, so heavy delays coming in from the Bruckner. Eastbound looks good heading towards the Bruckner. Crossing the Mario Cuomo Bridge, no problems there in either direction. Traffic looking good. The subways expect delays with the 6 and the L trains. The rest of mass transit looking good. Rosanna, back to you.
All right, Inez, thank you so much. So do you have a real ID? You may think about it. You know, the passport, whatever. The TSA is now introducing a new option to fly. You will be able to pay $45 to establish identity at security checkpoints. The process will happen at the airport before you enter the security line. The Confirm ID will be valid for you for a 10-day period. That's it. The TSA said people who use this option should expect some delays, though. Get the real ID before you go. The TSA also urges you who don't have the real ID, make an appointment at your DMV. Update your identification. It will make your life easier.
And apparently 94% of flyers already have real ID, so this should only affect a small portion that don't have it just yet. Well, New Jersey Congressman Josh Gottheimer announced new legislation to make all porch pirate thefts a federal offense. Right now, only packages sent through the U.S. Postal Service are federally protected. The new bill would make it so all items have those same protections regardless of how they were shipped. This would mean harsher penalties for anyone caught stealing.
Stealing any package will carry the same federal punishments across the board, including fines of up to $250,000 and imprisonment of up to 10 years. It shouldn't matter who delivers your package. If you pay for it, you should receive it and get help when it doesn't arrive and someone has stolen it.
Well, a new report shows more than 104 million people reported their packages stolen across the U.S. in the past year, which cost an estimated $15 billion to consumers. All right, when we come back, we're going to check out a big event at Citi Field aimed at raising awareness for the growing hunger crisis.
Also, supermodel Winnie Harlow will be here. She's talking about a new paid partnership calling attention to a cause that really hits home for her. She's telling us about the power of choice. She'll be here at 9 o'clock. And now, if you have to head out the door, you don't want to miss Winnie. You don't want to miss what Curt has to say. You never know what he's going to say.
I'm always the troublemaker.
You can stream us on your phone anywhere you go, anywhere in the world. Just download that Fox Local app. How do you do that again?
You see that QR code right there at the corner of your screen?
Right?
Yeah,
on the right. Yeah.
Just grab your phone. You know how to use the QR code.
Yeah.
Point it there. Take the picture. The little thing comes up, yellow, boom. You click, just like that.
How much, though? Because I got to worry about the holidays.
Oh, this fits in your holiday budget because it's absolutely free.
We're in. Good Day coming right back.
Box.
All right, today the second annual Hunger-a-thon Hustle will take place in Queens.
The event raises money and awareness as it seeks to end hunger. Good Day's Crystal Young is taking it to the streets at Citi Field, where celebrity chef Marcus Samuelsson is co-hosting the event. Crystal.
Yes, good morning, good morning. Well, we are all up early. There's lots of smiles and people that are ready to get out there and do something about ending hunger, not just talking about it, being about it, and putting their sneakers to good use, running for a cause. Why Hunger has been around for 50 years and this for 40 years. I'm going to slide over, though, to a co-host. He's like, yeah, come on over, girl.
Are you running in the
okay, I am not running. No, I might be running to the next shoe sale. Okay, but not actually running. But I want to know what's going on with what you have on because
we're excited. You know, we hear both fighting hunger, but also we're going to run, and it's going to be amazing. I know it's cold, but we out here.
Yes, to do your thing.
I'm going to walk. Just
Yeah.
for the right
Okay, you're going to walk. Okay, you know what? That's okay. You could slow stroll if you want to. Hopscotch. Just be involved. I want to know, what is it about hunger that makes you feel like you want to get involved? Because clearly, as a chef, you know that food is love and sustenance, and it shouldn't be something that you go without.
No, and I think, you know, the fact that I think that question, why hunger, in this day and age, we can solve it, we can fix it by working together, especially when you're part of the food community. As a chef, you want to be part of that. So this is an incredible cause, and it's been around for 50 years, which is even stronger and even, you know, But you know that question and working worldwide as well. So I think it's going to be a fun day, but we also here for an amazing cause.
Yes, and I just have to say before I slide on to Janique that you not only believe in eating the rainbow, you clearly believe in wearing it. Yes, I like that. You got the pink, you got the black, blue, purple.
Colors on a jacket, by the way. Anyway, how did this come to a fashion segment?
You know, I know you're ready to go. That's the main.
Ready to go. That's
okay.
it.
All right, I'm gonna slide this way. Oh, I like that. Food, fashion, and fun. That's my middle name. All right, Janique. Let's talk about this organization and when it was founded and why you're involved.
So, you know, like Marcus was saying, we were founded 50 years ago by Harry Chapin and, you know, father DJ Bill Ayers. He has a media title. And the idea was we live in a country of plentiful. Why are there people hungry? And, you know, Harry's motto was if you see something, do something, you know, long before the MTA.
Yeah.
And so that's what he did. He started Why Hunger, and we're here 50 years later because we still believe that people should not be hungry. We still believe that nutritious food is a right for all. And, you know, we're going to continue to do this work until that is actually the reality for everyone, you know, in the country and in the world.
Yeah. It just makes no sense that some people have so much and some so few. Okay, you tell me why you're involved, sweet Cindy.
Well, actually, I'd always been involved. Like my T-shirt is from one of the Harry Chapin concerts in the 70s.
Okay.
So I've been involved since the 70s. But, you know, you give 50 cents or whatever you had to give. Then I got married, had kids, and they went to college, and I went, and the pandemic started. So I got involved, and it changed my life. So I find that the idea that we can solve food insecurity by working together and actually teaching people their own kinds of food.
All right.
How to grow and create their own food sources.
Absolutely. That is so important. Okay, we're running out of time. I had hoped to talk to you, but I'm going to squeeze you in the next hit. I am going to toss it back to the studio for now. Lots of excited people ready to do their part to end hunger. Why hunger? It doesn't have to be. All right, I'll toss it back inside to both of you, Curt and Rosanna.
All right, thank you very much, Crystal. A great cause there. And another thing that you can contribute to, well, there are 4 unique vending machines in Times Square that let you pay it forward. Instead of buying soda or candy, you can donate to the charity of your choice. They're calling these giving machines. And the way they work is really simple. Say you buy mac and cheese or an emergency utility bill payment. That's what you buy. 100% of the purchase price, well, that goes directly to the charity requesting that item. The big red giving machines first appeared in the city back in 2017. They are run by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. All right, when we come back on Good Day, ever wonder where the coolest street in America can be found? Turns out it's not far from us. You can take the subway there.
Okay, plus, you know who's going to be here in the 9 o'clock hour? Ooh. Actress Daphne Rubin Vega. She's talking about her role in the star-studded cast of Great Performances 12th Night. I got a bone to pick with Daphne. Oh, boy. I hope I can keep it in when she's here at 9 o'clock.
But you know her from Rent. She was in The Heights.
She's unbelievable. She's
everywhere.
An incredible actress. Anyway, she's here at 9 o'clock.
advice.
Happy birthday to Charlie Puth. Turns 34 years old today. I had the good fortune to see him at a Super Bowl party a couple years ago, and now he's been named to sing the national anthem at this year's Super Bowl, or next year's technically.
He's going to make it one of his best vocal performances. He's got a special arrangement. Anyway, he's from our area, as you mentioned. I actually went Christmas caroling with him one Christmas season. Elvis Duran brought me, and it was a lot of fun. He's a nice guy.
He's extremely nice.
His family's so nice.
And he's extremely talented as well. It's one of those things, not to plug somebody else's app, because ours is absolutely free. I don't know about theirs, but the SiriusXM app. Go in there, download the episodes of the Howard Stern show he's been on.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. It tells you how his mind works, and he just sits at the piano and he goes over things. But he's influenced by so much old music, and he'll take like a tune and then he'll say, "This influenced me and made me think about doing this."
I like that.
I like
I like his music.
His mind works.
Anyway,
all right.
Happy birthday, Charlie. 8:30 in the morning. Nice to have you with us. I'm Rosanna Scotto.
I'm Curt Menefee. Speaking of music, Friday.
Okay. Listen, it's only Tuesday. And Tuesday's Tuesday. But we got to get ready for Friday.
Yes.
Very special. Friday at 8:30. You know what we do around here. We play that song, Native New Yorker. We go crazy. Curt, I can't even stop him.
It's
He's
hard to
singing,
contain
dancing, nuts.
There's part of me that's already getting ready for Friday, and it's only Tuesday. We want you to join us as well. We choose someone each and every week as our Native New Yorker of the day. All you have to do to be featured or be in the running is just send us a clip doing whatever you want to that song, Native New Yorker. Use the QR code. It comes right to us right here at Good Day New York, and then maybe you are the winner for the week, and you get to be the Native New Yorker on TV.
And then all your friends see you.
Everybody.
So fun.
It is.
All right, Mike Woods. Did you see anything that might coincide with the radar and your prediction for today?
Right, here's the thing. I'm gonna side with you here.
Okay.
It hasn't happened yet, and so you said around 7, so you're a little bit off, but you don't control Mother Nature.
Yeah.
But tonight on the 10 o'clock news, Nick Gregory's gonna go, "Oh my God, all the rain and the snow."
Yeah.
It's going to get here.
The timing is
after both of you tomorrow.
The timing is always a little tricky because it shows up that it's happening right now, which means it's falling from the cloud base. But when you actually see it at the ground, there's a little bit of wiggle room for that. That's why we give you a range. So, yeah, it's basically happening right now, but the atmosphere needs to saturate completely to start getting those raindrops or snowflakes down to the ground level. In some places to the northwest, it is definitely happening. Probably just now starting to happen for us here over the 5 boroughs. But your temps have been climbing, so you can see why it is that we're not expecting much when it comes to snow. With a temp like that, no, it's not going to be snow, at least not for long. 39 Central Park, 37 degrees out at Newark. The upper levels of the atmosphere are cold enough to support snow, but once it gets down to the ground, that's not happening. Dew points are starting to rise back up into the upper 20s, so when that happens, yes, you do start to see precip, rain, snow at the ground. Winds are coming in from the southeast. That's what's pulling in the warmer air and taking that opportunity for that snow to change it over to rain, and that will be happening as this area of low pressure rides by offshore, gives us a good dose of precip here. Looks like primarily rain for most of us, but our northwestern counties do keep it cold enough to get snow to the point to where you're going to have that snow accumulating a decent amount for a little while this late this morning and into the afternoon. 3 to 5 inches are possible in some of the highest elevations, but the rest of us is pretty much just wet throughout Long Island metro areas. Maybe a coating of snow, but those snow totals do go up pretty quickly as you start heading to the north and west there. First big snow event in our extreme northwest counties. After that, it's more about the clear skies and the colder temperatures, especially Friday. Let's bring in Inez and get you another update on what's happening in the commute. Where are we now?
Hey there, Mike. Strict cleaning rules in effect right now. We have a crash on the Bronx over on the New England Thruway northbound by exit 8. That's blocking a lane. Also, there's a stall on the Cross Bronx westbound by the Bronx Road Parkway blocking the left lane. So delays coming in from the Bruckner interchange. On the eastbound side, you're fine heading towards the Bruckner interchange. To Gowanus, of course, that's slow. Very slow this morning from the Belt Merge inbound heading towards the BQE. Just usual delays. Same goes for the LIE. That's at a crawl here by the Queens Boulevard. Westbound. Eastbound, you have some exiting delays heading towards the Grand Central and the Van Wyck. With the rails, things look good, running on or close to schedule. Curt and Rosanna, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Inez. Well, you may not realize it, but it's Election Day in New Jersey.
Voters in Jersey City and Hoboken are going to cast ballots in a runoff election for mayor. Robert Moses joins us with a look at the races and how we got here. Robert.
Yeah, Curt and Rosanna, about 2.5 hours ago, voters in both cities, Jersey City and Hoboken, headed back to the polls because no candidate got more than 50% of the vote in either of those mayoral races. So let's start with the situation in Jersey City. Veteran City Councilman James Solomon and former governor and former Woodbridge Mayor Jim McGreevey were the two top vote getters in November. So Solomon got about 29% of the vote, McGreevey 25%. This contest bears similarities to the mayoral contest that we just saw here in New York City. That is, veteran politician who resigned from office amid scandal against younger opponent who fashions himself as the anti-establishment outsider candidate. McGreevey, who's 68, famously resigned as governor in 2004 and came out as gay after admitting he had an affair with a male staffer. Solomon is 41. He's a two-term city councilman and has been endorsed by the third and fourth place finishers in November's mayoral contest. So as was the case here in New York City, affordability has been a major animating theme in Jersey City, as has been experience or lack thereof.
I've been a mayor, I've been a governor, with all due respect. James has never managed, candidly anything. And so that's a heck of a job to learn on the job. It's like trying to fly a plane for the first time in a plane.
I don't think the former governor has the experience we want, right? He has the experience of resigning in disgrace as governor because of corruption scandals. He has the experience of being fired from his last job for misappropriating millions of dollars in taxpayer money. That is an experience that's going to help the people of Jersey City.
McGreevey, by the way, denies misappropriating those funds when he led Jersey City's Job Training Center. The other runoff election we're watching is the one in Hoboken, where the two top vote getters, City Council members Emily Jabbour and Michael Russo, will face off. Jabbour got 27% of the vote back in November. Russo, a little more than 24%. Polls in Jersey City and Hoboken are now open. As we mentioned, they open at 6 o'clock, and they will stay open until 8 tonight. One thing to keep in mind is turnout could be very low, owing to two main factors: the weather that Mike's been telling us about all morning, and then the fact that people just aren't used to voting in December. And so low turnout could affect both of these races. Rosanna and Curt, back to you.
Okay, Robert, also in New Jersey, Governor-elect Mikey Sherrill, well, she's announced her first cabinet pick.
She's naming Lieutenant Governor-elect Dale Caldwell as New Jersey's next Secretary of State. Mikey Sherrill says that this guy will bring decades of leadership experience in public service, education, economic development to the role. His responsibilities as Secretary of State include overseeing state elections, small business services, and efforts to promote tourism. All right, let's talk about Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer. He says 3 of his New York offices were targeted by bomb threats.
In a statement, the New York senators said yesterday that local law enforcement received bomb threats in an email that referenced his offices in Rochester, Binghamton, and Long Island. The email also reportedly made allegations previously made by President Trump that the 2020 presidential election was rigged. The Associated Press reports that Suffolk County Police responded to Schumer's Long Island office. Schumer also said that everyone is safe and that, quote, these kinds of violent threats have absolutely no place in our political system.
New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani and Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders are showing support for striking Starbucks workers.
What do we want? When do we want it? Now!
They joined employees on the picket line outside of Starbucks in Park Slope. Starbucks Workers United, which represents baristas at about 550 stores across the country, went on strike November 13 to protest the lack of progress in contract negotiations. Starbucks has said it offers the best wage and benefit package in retail. The rally took place as New York City officials announced that Starbucks will pay about $35 million to 15,000 New York City workers to settle claims from a 2022 investigation that the company denied stable schedules and arbitrary cut hours. All right, when you think of iconic streets here in the city, You think of Fifth Avenue, Broadway, Wall Street, maybe?
Yeah, all
What
of
do you
those
think?
fit, but the coolest street. Turns out it's on the Lower East Side. Orchard Street was named the coolest street in America. According to Time Out magazine, it ranks number 9 in the entire world. The block has coffee shops, cool retail stores, and great eateries.
Everybody be out here. You can shop, you can eat.
You could definitely spend your whole night just like in this, half a block region. Like you can get a drink here, have a whole different energy next door, grab a bite across the street.
Well, if you're wondering, Roscoe Street in Chicago is the only other American city on the list. It came in at number 28, way behind Orchard Street. The coolest street in the entire world, Sonato Street in Rio de Janeiro.
Have you been there?
I have.
And
it's not as
it
cool
cool?
as Orchard Street. No, not as cool as Orchard Street.
Okay, good to know.
All right, when we come back, we're honoring Giving Tuesday all morning long here on Good Day.
Recording artist and UNICEF ambassador Sophia Carson is going to be here right in the studio. We're going to talk about her amazing work and the amazing work that UNICEF does to help children in need. Stick around. Good Day coming right back.
Late. Well, as we continue to recognize Giving Tuesday here on Good Day New York, we're joined by platinum recording artist, activist, and longtime UNICEF ambassador Sophia Carson.
She's using her platform to remind us today is a critical fundraising day and why supporting organizations like UNICEF helps children around the world all year long. She's hosting their annual gala tonight. Wow, you got a big day, Sophia Carson. So happy to see you.
Thank you, guys. Happy Giving Tuesday.
How did you get into the UNICEF world?
It all goes back to my mom. My mom and my grandmother had such giving hearts and kind of raised us understanding the responsibility that we have as young women with a platform to give if we can. And she always spoke to me about Audrey Hepburn and her legacy that she left behind with UNICEF. And so as soon as I had the privilege of kind of stepping into this career, I very quickly knocked on their door and said, you know, my voice is yours, what can I do? And I've been so lucky to be a part of the family and to be an ambassador for them for 5 years now.
That's amazing.
Thank
All
you.
right. So what does UNICEF do exactly?
UNICEF is a lifeline for the children of the world. They've saved more children's lives than any humanitarian organization in history. Children are the beating heart of UNICEF, and in my experience with them, I've traveled from Brazil to Tanzania. I've spoken at Capitol Hill at the United Nations advocating on behalf of children's lives. And you know, when you hear numbers like 200 million children around the world are in need of aid, those are 200 million real lives that we're talking about that UNICEF is dedicated to saving every single day.
It's one thing to hear the numbers. It's one thing to hear that it's about children.
Yeah.
Over the 5 years, or maybe even before you traveled, the world to actually see firsthand.
Yeah.
What effect has that had on you?
It changes you. When you meet the young girl who's 16 years old and tells you that if it wasn't for this school, I wouldn't be alive. If it wasn't for an education, I wouldn't exist. That's really transformative, and you understand the profound impact of an organization like UNICEF and how privileged and lucky we are. So if we have anything to give, it really will save a child's life, and that's such a beautiful thing.
You said that your mother and grandmother really gave you the I won't say the courage, but the background.
Yes.
To use your voice.
The example.
To use your voice to help others. What do you want people that are watching right now who may not have that voice, what do you want them to do?
I think all of our voices are so powerful and so loud. So if you feel moved by this, going to UNICEF and learning more about our story and giving whatever you can, telling your friends about it, using the power of social media. Today is Giving Tuesday, and in this holiday season, I think it's a beautiful reminder of all of us to give whatever we can.
The website is UNICEF?
UNICEFusa.org/giving2025.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you are so busy. Your life is so busy. What are you working on? Because everybody's talking about some of the shows from Netflix, and you are the queen there.
Thank you.
What's next for you?
What is next? It was a really exciting year. As you said, I released 3 films with Netflix this year, and I feel so moved by the support that I've received around the world. So a lot of exciting things are happening, just kind of lining up for next year. I can't share anything
You can't
yet.
share anything?
No.
But you're also behind the scenes, too. I mean, not only on camera, but what a wonderful opportunity.
Yes, absolutely.
For someone of your stature to also be part of, like, the production aspect.
It is. It's a gift to be able to be a part of the storytelling and to be able to have that kind of respect as a young woman in the industry is really something I do not take for granted.
Does that give you, like, a more of a say on how, what you get involved with, the stories that you tell?
I remember when I produced my first film, which was Purple Hearts, that they brought me on as a producer. And right after that, and the success of that, other producers, when they approached me, they say, would you like to produce this with us? And that does mean that I get to be involved in storytelling in a really powerful way. So I feel very lucky.
Well, you can't tell us what you're doing in 2026, but we do know you've got the gala tonight.
Yes, sir. Tonight I'll be hosting.
And some big names are there. Leon Bridges.
Yes, we
Amanda
have
Gorman.
an amazing group of artists who will be joining me tonight. Amanda Gorman, presidential inaugural poet, and our newest UNICEF ambassador will be performing an original poem tonight that she wrote to kind of capture the heart of UNICEF. Leon Bridges, Grammy winner, will be performing, and then Questlove, Academy Award winner Questlove, will be DJing. So it's really beautiful to see all these amazing people come together for this cause.
Are there tickets for tonight, or still available, or no? Just
I don't know the answer to that.
But don't worry about tickets.
I'm pretty
Just
sure
go to the
it's
website.
going to be a big night. Yes,
Go to UNICEFusa.org.
Yep. /giving2025.
That's all you got to do.
Yes.
And you can participate.
Thank you,
and be
guys.
there in spirit.
Congratulations, and thank you so much for sharing your wealth with all of us here and getting us moving on this Giving Tuesday.
You're wearing UNICEF blue today.
I didn't realize that, but I guess, whatever.
Exactly.
I
We're
did
in
the right
sync.
thing. In the meantime, it's going to be good weather for tonight.
Snow.
Oh, you want snow?
I want the snow.
Really?
I'm not from here, so when I'm hearing it snowing, it's magical.
Okay, Mike.
So I think it's good luck, a little bit of magic.
Holiday magic.
All right, we got to get a little transport a little further up northwest. Here, we might have a little bit going on here, probably in the next half an hour or so. This is what it looks like looking south down into the southern end of Manhattan. We do have some sprinkles out there, maybe a little bit of snow in the mix, but it won't stay that way for long. So enjoy it while it lasts if you want that stuff. If you're up further to the north and west, it's going to stick around for you. Here's a little radar tour. We'll show you what's going on now. It shows up as primarily snow for our northwestern counties. It may have started out as a mix for us here in the city, but now it looks like it's more rain than anything. Some wet snowflakes may get caught in the mix, but for the most part, this is a rain event for most of the metro areas, coastal areas, and Long Island. But the further north and west you go, the better the chances are that you're dealing with snow. In places like Pike County, I've already seen some pictures come in from there. It's sticking. Sullivan County, over into Orange County and Ulster County, you've definitely got some snow that's going to stick for a little while. We've got 39 in Central Park, so you're well above freezing. 37 degrees in Newark. Even there, you've got that wintry mix that's just coming in for the beginning of this whole thing, but then it changes over to more rain. Dew points are now creeping up as the moisture feeds in. We've got that southeast wind coming through, and that'll continue for you today as your highs are coming back up into the upper 30s to low 40s. But that rain actually looks like it's going to come down pretty heavily mid to late morning until about lunchtime. And as we head toward mid-afternoon, it does start to break down for you by this evening. It's pretty much out of here, but it does leave quite a mess right in the middle of the day. Luckily, that's not a huge commute time, but for those who are trying to get around then, this is what you'll be left with here. About an inch to an inch and a half of rain. And then, of course, there's snow in our northwestern counties where there's ample cold air. 1 to 3 inches for the light blue shaded areas. The darker blue shaded areas is where you could see the 3 inches to maybe even close to 6 inches in our highest elevations to the northwest. This is wrapping up by late this evening, and then we're dry for quite a while, all the way into the weekend. All right, let's bring in Inez and see how things are going with the commute. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike. Right now, we have New Jersey Transit service suspended on the Morris and Essex line and the Gladstone branch. That's both directions. The police are investigating a trespasser incident over at Summit. And then with the A and C trains, a smoke condition is reported, and that's causing those trains to be rerouted. So make sure you check ahead. As for the roads, the Cross Bronx, we just cleared away a stall westbound. This was over by approaching the Bronx River Parkway, traffic coming towards us. On the eastbound side, heading towards the Bruckner, you look good. The George Washington Bridge, not too bad on the upper level. Traffic easing up. It's about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes heading towards the upper level and winding down. Same goes for that lower level. Roads are starting to get wet, though, so be careful. And snow is thickening northwest in New Jersey. So if you're heading out the door right now, take it easy. Lincoln Tunnel also lining up there. It's about 5 minutes inbound. Same goes for the Holland and the New Jersey Turnpike. No problems. You could see some of that rain starting to stick to that camera lens. Curt and Rosanna, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Inez. Samsung has revealed its first ever multi-folding phone. The Galaxy Z Trifold will cost about $2,500 and include a 10-inch display using 3 panels. The company says the phone is roughly 25% larger than the Galaxy Z Fold 7 model and can charge to 50% in 30 minutes. That's pretty fast. U.S. consumers can expect to see the phone on shelves as early as the first quarter of next year. All right, rage bait was named Oxford University's Word of the Year in 2025. Did you use that, rage bait?
I didn't, but you do it. I see you. You get down these rabbit holes and you go nuts. It's actually a term described as content that is deliberately designed to elicit anger in order to increase engagement or reaction. According to the UK-based dictionary, the use of rage bait tripled in 2025. It can sometimes be relatively harmless, but it also has entered political discourse. More than 30,000 people voted to help choose the word of the year. You know what else was on the list?
What?
Aura farming.
What the heck
I always
is
have
that?
a hard time saying that.
Aura farming?
Aura farming. It was
Yeah.
big with the kids this summer.
Got it.
And biohack. Those
Okay,
were 2
fine.
words from the short list there.
They didn't use any of my words.
Well, they can't use your words. This is a family program.
You got a point. All right, coming up on it. Good Day New York Entertainment News is next.
Yeah, Nick Jonas is going solo. Ryan Christopher tells us about his new album and what's on it. All right, Ryan Christopher is here. It's Giving Tuesday, but the giving started at the Garden already.
Apparently it did, yeah. Some gifts were given away to some kids in need and so deserving here. So this morning we are, of course, talking about Garden of Dreams, a wonderful organization, and it all happened last night at Radio City Music Hall right here in the Big Apple. And now it was Garden of Dreams Day for 500 youngsters. You see some of them there on stage with the Rockettes and their families. Now the Garden of Dreams Foundation hosted a toy drive where various people throughout the Tri-State, they were encouraged to bring new unwrapped toys, which were then delivered by the Rockettes to various children's hospitals and hospitals throughout our area during the holiday season. Now the foundation hosts daily events with the Knicks, Rangers, Rockettes, and more, all to raise funds and awareness for their goal of helping young people facing different obstacles in life. And now to this, let's talk movies, shall we? Fans of Sonic the Hedgehog. There's already a bunch of Sonic the Hedgehog movies, but guess what? You're getting even more. A new spin-off movie is now in the works. Paramount not revealing details of what it's calling an untitled Sonic Universe event film, and that's it. That's all we know. This latest feature, though, is set to be released in December of 2028, so we have a few years to wait. This is totally separate from Sonic the Hedgehog 4. That's set to hit theaters March of 2027, and this all comes as Paramount also announced the release of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the live-action version, and also the first 3 Sonic movies. They have surpassed $1 billion worldwide, so Sonic's certainly a moneymaker, and now getting yet another spinoff. And now let's talk about Wyckoff's own Nick Jonas. He just announced his first solo album in nearly 5 years. Here's a little preview. Look at that handsome fella right there. Now, the Jonas Brother announced during a performance in Vegas that he'll be dropping his next album titled Sunday Best. It's all going down on February 6th, so mark your calendar. This will be the first solo album dropped since Spaceman back in 2021. And in a statement, Nick Jonas says that he's, quote, excited to share the new stories, candid thoughts, quiet walks, and a snapshot of my life over the past few years. Now, this all comes as they debuted the song I Need You during the Jonas Brothers Prudential Center show. That was last month right in New Jersey. And when we were talking to them on the red carpet at the New Jersey Hall of Fame, they said that Nick is the best gift giver through the holiday season.
That's
so
good to know.
He's a good Joe Bro to know, apparently so. So congratulations, Nick Jonas, set to drop Sunday Best on February 6th, guys. So some new music news for you.
That's the gift he's giving everybody.
Apparently so. Music everyone can
You gotta wait till February, but you'll get it eventually.
That's it, coming soon.
All right, thank you very much. Speaking of coming soon, we got a 9 o'clock hour coming up.
What a 9 o'clock hour. Did we mention that Tony Goldwyn's going to be here? We love him, and he's coming back to talk about Giving Tuesday, how you can lend a helping hand.
Plus, we're also talking about a new vitiligo campaign with supermodel Winnie Harlow. Also, Broadway star Daphne Rubin Vega gets us ready for the star-studded Shakespeare in the Park production of Twelfth Night, which airs on PBS. We'll tell you all about that and so much more. We continue here. That's the 9 o'clock hour of Good Day, and it's right around the corner.
Fox 5 New York. This is Good Day New York.
Okay, bundle up. Look at this. We found a little snow, a little dusting. Oh my goodness. What? In the old days, we wouldn't even care about this. This would be nothing, but you know, today, batten down the hatches. Mike's got all the snow forecasting you need to know.
In the news this morning, accused killer Luigi Mangione returns to a Manhattan courtroom. We've got the latest on his lawyer's request to toss out evidence.
Also, talk about a dirty ride. Commuters say the L train is in need of a deep cleaning. Why must New Yorkers put up with dirty trains? We'll talk about that coming up.
'Tis the season for generosity. We're chatting with actor Tony Goldwyn about his efforts to help Americares on this Giving Tuesday.
And after a star-studded run at Shakespeare in the Park, 12th Night is airing on PBS. We've got one of the stars, Daphne Rubin Vega. She is fantastic. I did attempt to go see that show.
And?
I have a bone to pick with Daphne when she's here. I think I'll just save it for when we're face-to-face.
Oh, that's a tease.
All right, Good Day New York on this Tuesday. I'm Rosanna Scotto.
I'm Curt Menefee. Mike Woods joins us. And Mike, we actually saw snow on the ground.
Yeah.
It's here.
It's so bad outside.
Rosanna, remember what we talked about.
Wait till the end of the day, right?
I just did a check outside too, and it's just like sprinkles here at this point in time. But we are getting it. It depends on where you were. We were talking about it the whole time. It's mostly northwest. That's exactly what's happening. And if you were expecting a huge snow dump here in the city, that's not going to happen for you. So what we do have at this point, a gray sky. The sky looks threatening, and the rain is making it down to the ground. And it is more of a rain situation for most of us here in the tri-state region. But you start heading northwest, and the snow, not only is it falling, in some places it is accumulating. Places like Sussex County, parts of Passaic County, but you can see that rain-snow line, how it's just kind of bisecting from Bergen County back down toward the Philadelphia corridor. That line is actually going to start working its way back up to the north and to the west as time goes on, as more warm air is being pulled in. The rest of us, it's going to be pretty much rain for us. If you see a few wet flakes of snow, that's pretty much all we get. But you have the winter weather advisory for the purple shaded regions, and that means, yes, you could have some minor accumulation in those locations, but it does get to be more significant for you in Sullivan and parts of Ulster County. That's where you have a winter storm warning, where there, some folks could get that 3 to 6 inch snow total range coming at you here by the time all said and done. But your temp did climb up. We're now at 40 Central Park. We were at like 34 degrees early this morning. Now at 40, 36 in Newark, and 29 degrees in Sussex. It's those northwestern regions that is cold enough to support more snow. Southeast wind is pulling in the warmer temperatures. Therefore, once that precip really gets into action, which it will do so for the next hour, there's going to be not just rain, but fairly heavy rain for you mid-morning until the early afternoon, and then it will start to pull away from us by late afternoon and toward the evening commute, hopefully giving us a break by the time we get to the evening commute. And most of us seeing more rain than anything. It's just our northwestern counties that have a better chance of more significant snow there. But the rest of us, these rain totals coming out from the models, an inch to an inch and a half is a good amount of rain for a short period of time, about a 6 to 12 hour stretch. And then where you're going to get snow, well, the light gray shaded areas is where you see a coating of snow possible, maybe 1 to 3 inches for the light blue shaded regions. Then you start heading further to the north and west, and that's where you could see as much as 3 to 5 inches coming on through. So the precip's intensifying right now, and it will continue to do so into this evening, and then it is done for a little while. Looks like it's cold and dry for the rest of the week. Let's take you over to Inez and check in again on the commute. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike. And right now, problems with New Jersey Transit. Service suspended on the Morris and Essex line, both directions. That's because police are investigating a trespasser over at the Summit Station. Then the 7 trains, that's suspended between Flushing Main Street and Metz Willits Points. Make sure you listen to an announcement, because some trains heading towards Main Street, they're either stopping at Broadway or at Flushing Main Street. And then the A and C trains, a smoke condition is reported, so trains are being rerouted on that one. As for the roads, you can see the Route 80 here on that radar. You have a lot of slow there over Morris, Sussex County. Here's a look here. Looking east, Route 80 over by 206, eastbound, westbound, traffic very light there, but just watch out for slick conditions. Accidents are starting to pop up. Crossing the Mario Cuomo Bridge, the bridge is wet there. You can see the rain there, and the road is wet, so traffic coming towards us moving fine. Westchester bound, no problems heading into Rockland County. The George Washington Bridge inbound, 20 minutes heading into the city, 20 lower level. Lincoln Tunnel, no delays inbound. Same goes for the Holland. And then the LIE over by Comac Road, you have a nice commute, no delays there, westbound or eastbound. Just some of the roads starting to get wet. Curt and Rosanna.
Okay, thank you for that update, Inez. Grab your hats, gloves, scarves, umbrellas, maybe galoshes, not sure. They say it's going to be a wintry mess out there soon.
Yeah. Jessica Formoso is in Middletown. She's been hitting the roads this morning. And with that last shot, we saw that snow has actually arrived.
Yes, the snow has arrived here, guys. Believe it or not, it is snowing. It's a mix of snow and rain, but it's coming down. You guys can take a live look here. We are in Middletown, about to enter Wallkill here in Orange County. You know, this started about, I'm going to say the last, what, Dan, like 15 minutes ago? About 15 minutes ago that this started. We are seeing more plows, more sanitation trucks getting ready to come out. We saw about 4 of them onto the side of the road as we were driving, which means that they're ready to start spreading some salt to make sure that we have a smooth commute. But yes, I mean, this is not the only place where this wintry mix is happening. Over in New Jersey, Governor Phil Murphy declaring a state of emergency that has been in effect since 5 o'clock this morning for 5 counties. That's Morris, Passaic, Sussex, Warren, and Hunterdon counties in New Jersey. They're also expecting this wintry mix of rain, freezing rain, snow, and sleet. And here, as you're watching here live, it's picking up, believe it or not. For a few minutes in the 8 o'clock hour, it came down and then it stopped completely. And now it's coming down stronger for sure. And Rosanna, here you have it. It's officially not really winter, but you know, snow and rain. It's December, and this is what you can expect.
You're right. It is December, and it's what we expect, and it's just beginning. It's not winter yet, but it happens this time of year.
Just be careful. You're not driving while you're talking,
Correct.
Which is good. Okay. Yeah, because she's on the other side.
No,
This is
I am not driving.
London.
Dan is the driver.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
All right, everybody be careful out there
Dan
on the
is
roads.
driving, and I'm just sitting here.
All right, the roads get slick when it happens, especially for the first time, and you haven't gotten that callus of having driven in it for a couple weeks that it takes sometimes. So everybody be careful out there. And here in the city where there's expected to be lots of rain. We will keep our eye on that all day long. Another thing we're keeping our eye on is what's going on in Lower Manhattan, because it's another day in court for accused killer Luigi Mangione. A Manhattan judge is weighing his lawyer's request to toss out what could be key evidence.
Haley Fixler is in Lower Manhattan this morning. All right, Haley, were people lining up to get into the courtroom already?
Curt, Rosanna, you know what? People were lining up a little bit earlier, but you know what? Not as many people as yesterday. Maybe the weather has something to do with that, but definitely still a very big case that a lot of people are interested in. Now, the defense is arguing that some of those key pieces of evidence that link Mangione to Thompson's murder were illegally obtained. And this all boils down to what happened during his Pennsylvania arrest after a several-day manhunt. Let's take a listen of what we know. So the court watched surveillance video of his arrest in an Altoona McDonald's last December, and officers, they were alerted that Mangione was there because of a 911 call the manager made after several people there spotted him and said that he looked like the shooter. So that's where the defense team believes things started going wrong. Mangione's attorneys say that Mangione was not read his Miranda rights until about 20 minutes after police encountered him. So they now think anything that he said before then needs to be thrown out. Now, police also found a 3D printed gun, a silencer, and a journal with allegedly a plan to take out an insurance executive and some incriminating statements in his backpack. Mangione's legal team says that search of the backpack was illegal. Prosecutors disagree, but soon a judge is going to decide whether or not that can be used in court. Now, we spoke with an attorney yesterday, and he said that he believes that even if evidence is thrown out, there is enough evidence on camera to continue the case. But this is what he says about the backpack search.
Search intent to arrest typically relates to your person, right?
Sure.
So they can frisk you, they can search you, they can retrieve items. But we're talking about a closed, zipped backpack here. So the fact of the matter is, there's a presumption that in order to open that backpack, search through it, open containers within it, you're supposed to get a search warrant. So it's going to be a difficult question for the court to answer here as to whether or not they went too far in doing that.
All right, so also yesterday, several witnesses, they spoke on the stand, and one of them was a corrections officer, and we learned that he actually spoke to Mangione soon after his arrest, and he told the court that Mangione blurted out some information to him, like telling him that he had a 3D printed gun and foreign money in his backpack. Now, the officer maintained he did not engage in the conversation, but instead he said that Mangione offered it all up. And so a lot of information right now coming out of yesterday's hearing, and we do expect to learn more today, especially because more witnesses are scheduled to be here today. Everything is set to begin at 9:30, and the hope is that the next few days we will also get a trial date. So lots to look forward to. All right, live in Lower Manhattan, Curt, Rosanna, back to you.
All right, thank you, Haley. Well, the New York State Gaming Board unanimously voted to recommend casino licenses for all 3 remaining casino bids, 2 of which are in Queens, the other is in the Bronx.
That means they are now up for final approval. One of the casinos would be built next to Citi Field. Steve Cohen, the owner of the New York Mets, is partnering with Hard Rock International. The second casino license would allow Resorts World at the Aqueduct Racetrack to expand its current gambling facility. The third, Bally's in the Bronx. The casino would be built at Ferry Point next to the Whitestone Bridge.
Well, it's hard to say subway trains are ever truly clean, but you're not alone if you notice that the L train is especially dirty.
That's the only one. The MTA said it's not able to wash them. That's because a machine used to clean the exterior of the trains on the L train is broken. MTA Chair Jana Lieber said the equipment is old and needs to be replaced. He noted that the MTA's capital program will help address this and other issues. And cats apparently meow more frequently when they're greeted by men more than women.
I'm keeping quiet on this one. According to researchers in Turkey, cats have found that men don't always listen and require more explicit vocalizations to notice them and respond to their needs. On average, cats produced about 4 meows in the 100-second greeting window with men. That's about twice as much as they do for women. The researchers also counted vocalizations like trilling, chirping, growling, or purring. And did a woman interpret this? How do you know what the cat meant?
I don't know. I thought
maybe it's making more noise because it likes.
Flirting.
Exactly.
They're flirting.
Yeah,
that's what I thought,
because you're not listening. I tell you.
Okay. That's what they say.
Let's get back to a good mood here. It's Giving Tuesday right here on Good Day New York and everywhere.
And you know who's here? Actor Tony Goldwyn. We love seeing him. We're going to help him with his organization, AmeriCares. Hi, Tony.
Morning.
We got a lot to talk about when Good Day returns. All right, Giving Tuesday, it's happening. It's a global movement that inspires millions of people to give back and support causes they believe in. For over 20 years, actor Tony Goldwyn has been a dedicated supporter of the organization AmeriCares.
Yeah, AmeriCares is a global health and disaster relief organization that expands access to care during times of crises. And this coming spring, Tony's actually going to be honored with their Humanitarian Spirit Award. He's with us again in the Good Day Studios. Congratulations on the award. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks so much. Yeah, I'm really, really honored. And I've been on the board now for several years, but as you mentioned, for over 20 years supporting this incredible organization.
I think AmeriCares is one of those organizations that people have heard of, but maybe not know exactly what they do.
Yeah.
Why don't you explain?
Sure. So AmeriCares, as you mentioned, is a global health and humanitarian relief organization, and really focuses on two areas: disaster relief. So we've responded this year to 35 disasters around the world, bringing medicines, medical supplies and training whenever we're on the ground immediately in the wake of a disasters. We're in Jamaica right now, and in Haiti after Hurricane Melissa, and the typhoon in the Philippines, the ongoing crises in Gaza and Ukraine. And then the other thing is that makes AmeriCares really special is we maintain a presence on the ground to help build out health systems with local partners in over 4,000 health centers worldwide to bring sustainable health systems in communities affected by poverty or disaster.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No. I was just going to say, and that's so important because we watch the news, you see the disaster happen, and a week later, it's not on the news anymore. Right. But that's when a lot of the help is actually needed for sometimes sanitary reasons, health reasons, other reasons that aren't really in the spotlight and caught with a camera.
Yeah, and that's what makes AmeriCares really special, because we stay on the ground, and we have decades-long relationships with local health centers, whether it's a tiny facility in some place like Sierra Leone during the Ebola crisis, or a major hospital system in Puerto Rico, that we will stay for sometimes 10, 15 years or maintain a permanent presence if needed. So it's an incredible, the impact is amazing.
It sounds incredible. I'm sure that so many people wanted you to work with them. What attracted you to get involved with AmeriCares?
Well, in the town that we raised our kids in Connecticut, that it coincidentally was where AmeriCares used to be based. Now they're based in Stamford, but we were invited to a party to honor the founder, and heard the story of AmeriCares in the late 70s. There was, or mid 70s, there was a group of Vietnamese orphans that were being brought back to America after the war. The plane crashed in the jungle, and the government couldn't do anything about it. And a man named Bob McCauley and his wife Lila saw this on TV and said, "This is ridiculous that we're in the most powerful nation in the world and the governments can't get it together to help." So they mortgaged their house and chartered a 747, flew to Vietnam, rescued these children, brought them back to America, and got them all settled in foster care. And from that moment, they said, we have to keep doing this work and seeing where there's a need and cutting through red tape and just getting it done. And that's grown into this very large, impactful organization that also, works with thousands of health clinics in the United States. And yeah, it's great. So people, to help, it's more important now than ever that you go to AmeriCares.org and support the work. Because we get so many donations from pharmaceutical companies, medical suppliers, and we leverage, so every $10 donated turns into $200 in aid. So it's a 20 times factor of impact. So
that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, people should check it out.
You mentioned that you raised your kids in Connecticut. I forgot that you live in New York. Yeah. I don't know why I thought, because you have so much going on in entertainment world, that you still live in LA. Right. I mean, you're sort of bi-coastal, but mostly
not so much.
in New York.
We're really here now, because I've been working here now pretty full time. But I grew up in LA and love it. But I came to New York when I was 10 years old and was like, oh my God, this is the place I have to live. So.
You still say that in certain days, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It is amazing when you're out there. And now you're working with your daughter on the podcast, right?
Yes, my older daughter Anna and I have a podcast called Far From the Tree. Thank you for mentioning that, which you can get, where we interview other parents and children duos who work in the same industry, whether it's showbiz or music or politics or sports, because Anna's a screenwriter. And that's a very special part of our relationship, as it was. I'm the third generation of Goldwyn's in showbiz. So
Wow.
she's the fourth. So we thought it'd be really cool to, and we have every week we have new people on. So we've been having some amazing conversations.
Amazing. And didn't his show get an award last night at the Gotham Awards?
Oh, one battle after another.
Yeah, one battle after another.
Yeah,
One best
at the Gotham
film.
Awards.
Yeah,
Best
yeah.
film, 6 nominations. Oscar's right around the corner. You got your tux ready?
Yeah, already.
Well, you're good in that. You're good in everything that you're in. But this is a good cause that you're bringing to people's attention. Once again, how can people donate to AmeriCares?
Yes, please go to AmeriCares.org to find out more. Yeah, please, it's just this year more important than ever. You know, the
need's there.
We're very lucky, but so many people are struggling in the world, so the need is there.
All right, thanks for bringing attention to it, and thanks for coming to Good Day.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, so we're just getting started with Giving Tuesday. How are you giving back?
Crystal Young is live at the Hungerthon Hustle in Citi Field this morning with maybe a few ideas for you. Oh, and she's got company.
I do. That's right. It's raining out here, but you know what? A little bit of rain never stopped a good cause. Why Hunger is 50 years old, and they're doing something about hunger and weight. Look at who I'm with. Let me get rid of this umbrella. Mr. and Mrs. Met. I love the muscles. They're also going to hustle. We're going to have a lot of fun coming up. I have the story of the Hungerthon and how you can get involved, too, when Good Day comes. Right back.
All right, after several days of holiday shopping, today is all about giving back.
Yeah, Good Day's Crystal Young is live at Citi Field, where they're hosting the second annual Hungerthon Hustle. Crystal, oh, I see stretching going on behind you. Must be time for action.
Yes, that's right. They're going to run. They might actually hustle. The Hungerthon Hustle is aiming to end hunger. Why Hunger, the organization, has been around for 50 years. They're still going strong. And this morning, they have supporters that are out in this not-so-great weather, except They know that hunger is unacceptable, food insecurity is unacceptable, and they're going to put their money where their mouth is, and their legs, and their feet, and their Reeboks. Come inside this tent with me, where everyone is stretching and working out. But, ooh, wait a minute. Do I see Marcus Samuelson? Hey. Yeah, come on. Come on, Marcus. Yeah. We can do this. We can do this. Okay, what are you doing this morning? Why is this cause important to you?
Listen, we're going to be out there. We're going to be running for Why Hunger. Doesn't matter whether or not we're here. We're ready.
I like that. Okay, all right. So you're going to get your stretch on so you don't pull nothing?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, because people still expect you to cook good food. So you can't be in
tonight. I'll see you the rest of tonight. I'll be there.
All right, you can't be in traction someplace.
No,
okay, get yourself together. I'm going to float over to Alicia while you stretch.
Please do that. Please do that.
Okay. Alicia, let's talk about this organization and how it brings all these cool people together for a cause.
Well, there's a couple things in the world that bring people together. Music is one of them, right? And running is another. Doesn't matter your ability, doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter anything. You put your shoes on and you go. So we're going to hustle for a good cause.
And if people want to walk, they can walk, right? It's not like the New York City Marathon. There's no finish line to cross. Just get out there.
Finish line.
Well, okay. I stand corrected. Cross that finish line.
All abilities, all speeds.
Okay, I like it. Okay, where's Janique? Where's Janique? Okay. Come on, Janique. Okay. How long have you been with this organization? And I like that you say this is not a nonprofit. It's a what?
We're a cause for change.
Okay. Now, what are you doing about it today? Why is it important for you to be out here?
It's important for me to be out here because, one, they pay me.
Okay.
But
now that's real important.
Well, most importantly, it's because I'm a lifelong New Yorker, and I've seen too many of my neighbors not have what they need to eat. I've seen too many long pantry lines, even when it's not a pandemic, even when it's not a shutdown. And to be honest, I want people spending time with their kids in the park and not on pantry lines. So that's why I'm here today.
All right, I like it. All right, well put. The check is in the mail, girl. Okay, all right, I'm just going to float around. Tell me, why are you here this morning?
I mean, I think food insecurity is a really big problem in this country. I see it in my own community in Queens, and so I think calling any attention to it is a really productive and great thing.
I love that. And what's your name, and where do you live in Queens?
My name's Caitlin, and I'm in Astoria.
Okay, all right, Astoria. Okay, I'm going to float over to you. Why are you out here?
I wanted to think it's a great cause, and I'm here with a lot of my coworkers from SiriusXM. We're running for Team SiriusXM.
I like it.
Yeah, and we're excited to contribute to this.
I'm sorry, I'm very distracted by the green pea. I'm like, is that a pickle in my peripheral? Okay. Well, what are you doing, and why are you out here?
I'm here because Why Hunger believes that nutritious food, access to nutritious food, is a human right. So I am a nutritious pea pod, and Why Hunger is making nutritious food more affordable, more accessible, and that's really the way that we're going to end hunger.
I love that. I want you to get back on the number 7 train like that. And you know what? It's New York City. People won't even pay you any mind. You'll just be like, I'm a nutritious pea pod, and look away if you don't like it. All right. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to slide over to Mr. and Mrs. Matt. We'll end with them since we are at Citi Field. It just makes sense. Why Hunger, a great organization that you can get involved in. All these supporters making it happen, even in bad weather. It makes me feel so good. We're going to end hunger. It's a mission, and we can do it. Can't we do it? All right. Can you guys hustle? Hustle with me, since it's the Hungathon hustle. Okay, wait, that looks like running in place, but all right, I can't hustle either. All right. All right, I'm going to toss it back inside to both of you, Curt and Rosanna. Too much fun at Citi Field. Too much fun.
Looks like a good
cause.
time. Unfortunately, Crystal, you're showing all of our ages when you say the hustle and you start dancing. That's a whole different generation.
Right. Anyway, Mr. and Mrs. Met are very happy. We have a supermodel with us this morning. Winnie Harlow is here.
She's talking about a campaign close to her heart. We're learning about the power of choice and its mission to raise awareness of vitiligo. That's next when we continue here on Good Day.
World-renowned supermodel Winnie Harlow is one of the most recognized faces in fashion. Now she's using her global platform to partner with a new campaign called The Power of Choice. It's raising awareness for vitiligo.
It's an autoimmune condition more than 2 million Americans actually live with, including Winnie. She joins us right now to talk more about vitiligo and this campaign. Very nice to meet you, first of all.
Thank you. So nice to meet you as well.
Okay, so the campaign actually launches today, The Power of Choice.
It launches today. I'm really excited about it. I partnered with Insight because they do so much education on vitiligo. And when I was growing up, there wasn't much education. And when you don't have education, you don't know what to do. You feel alone. And me building this, persona of confidence and allowing people to get confidence from me, one thing that lacks when you don't have confidence is education. So I wanted to make sure everyone has education on vitiligo.
So we've talked about the numbers. I mean, more than 2 million Americans have vitiligo. Obviously, people see others with vitiligo, but what do you want them to understand about people that have it?
I want them to understand that curiosity is cool, but being kind is cooler. And so it's really beautiful to ask questions and to learn more, but always being kind.
Winnie, it's more than cosmetic, vitiligo, right? It affects, tell us what it affects.
So vitiligo is an autoimmune disorder, and it can affect many things. Honestly, when I get sick, I can get very sick. It makes me very susceptible to the sun. There's so many more things than it just being visible, cosmetic. And I think it's really important for people with vitiligo to make sure that you're checking in with a dermatologist. If you have one autoimmune disorder, you could be susceptible to getting another one. And so keeping up with your health is the most important.
Is it something that you're born with or you kind of develop?
Good question.
What
Curiosity.
Curiosity?
I got vitiligo when I was about 4 years old. You typically get it later on in life. So I was born with full pigment, and then around 4 years old, my vitiligo started to develop.
Does it increase the effects of it as you age?
It can.
Because it's different for everybody.
It's different for everyone, exactly. And I think that was what was really important about this campaign is cool. People ask me about my experience with vitiligo, but everyone's experience is different. And being able to open that conversation and allow people to feel comfortable, not just living with it, but asking about it as well.
When did you become comfortable? You said it happened when you're 4. And, we've all had those awkward teenage years where you don't want anybody looking at you, period.
Yeah.
But when did you become comfortable discussing it?
I feel I've always had a sense of confidence. I'm Jamaican, like my grandmother and my mother are very strong, beautiful Black women. They've instilled a lot of confidence in me, but still, we all have those insecurities. I think every day it was a choice. So even through that insecurity, knowing that I was beautiful and hearing my mom tell me I was beautiful, that's what encouraged me to continue to push.
That is the power of choice.
Absolutely.
What was it like to get your own wax figure at Madame Tussauds? That must have been unbelievable.
Incredible, honestly. I'm the first person with vitiligo to have a wax figure at Madame Tussauds, and I invited amazing people who also have vitiligo because I felt like it was a moment for them to celebrate as well. And I never got to see myself represented on any TV, movie, magazine cover, billboard. And so for them to be able to see themselves reflected through this wax figure, it just meant the world that they were there as well.
Congratulations.
A dream.
And congratulations on so many fronts because you're moving your hands and I see a lot of bling and especially on that special finger.
Thank you.
We're engaged.
Yes.
We're engaged.
Yeah, we're engaged.
We're engaged.
We may all have to chip in to pay for that ring. Look at the size of it. This may take a group effort, but you've been public about it. So you and Kyle Kuzma, longtime NBA player, got engaged in February. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
When are we getting married?
We're still working on dates, like with the NBA schedule, we want to make sure that it's a time when he can enjoy as well. So, we're figuring out dates, but A wedding is so interesting to plan because it's not like anything you've done before. It's not like a birthday or there's so many things that go into it that you never thought of. So we're just enjoying it.
You know, I saw the quote from you. You were talking about the wedding. You said you just wanted to have island vibes and lots of dancing. Yes. I'm like, that sounds like a wedding I could go to. It sounds like a good time, a party.
Island girl, I need a vibe.
Well, good luck wherever it is, whenever you have it.
Thank you.
Congratulations on that. And thanks for bringing the attention to vitiligo and the power of choice. The campaign kicks off today. People can log online?
Yes, they can go online and get a lot of information at thisisvitiligo.com. And speaking of Kyle as well, we'll be doing a coat drive in Milwaukee, which will be amazing as well. So shout out to Kyle.
All right, thank you very much. Nice to meet you, by the way.
Nice to meet you
Hugs
too.
to Kyle.
Hugs to Kyle.
All right, when we come back, we've got one of the Broadway greats in our studio.
I love talking to her. She's so much fun. Daphne Rubin Vega, Tony Award nominee, of course, here to chat about her role in the star-studded cast of great performances, 12th Night. If you didn't get to see it in Central Park this summer, don't worry. You can see it now. Daphne, when we come back.
Getter.
You can now watch the bold production of Shakespeare's 12th Night. The vibrant Shakespeare in the Park performance was recorded this summer and now airing on PBS. It's part of the newly renovated Delacorte Theater in Central Park that opened this summer.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous.
It opened.
It opened. It's
Yes.
gorgeous, and it's so magical to go see theater in that situation. It's part of great performances. You can stream it now for free. With us is Tony Award nominee Daphne Rubin Vega, who's part of that star-studded cast. Nice to see you.
So nice to see you.
All right, can I just get it off my chest?
Yes.
So August 20th of this year, I went to see Daphne Rubin Vega in 12th Night. It rained.
You really did. You got baptized. You really got baptized that night.
So I was so upset because I didn't get to see you, but now I get to see you on PBS.
Yes, yes.
How can we do this?
You can stream for free at pbs.org/gperf.
As in great
performances. G-Perf.
You know, you were part...
PBS.org/GPerf.
Okay, you were part of a great cast. Obviously, it was Shakespeare in the Park. We'll see Sandra Oh there. We saw Peter Dinklage there. I mean, this is an amazing cast.
Lupita
Nyong'o's in it.
Her brother.
Yes, Junior.
Yes,
yeah.
Junior.
I mean, like, how much fun was it for you to do this? Because when I see you, Shakespeare doesn't come to mind. New York comes to mind. I think In the Heights, Rent, like that background. But how much fun was this for you?
It was enormous fun. First of all, it was an enormously talented and loving cast. It's like a band. I usually think of it as an acting band. I mean, we sync and we play together, and it was, you know, I've spent really good summers with acting posses, as it were, and this was truly a remarkable one in my life. There's also a PBS app, just so you know, because we have apps for everything, so there is one. But
that'll make it easier to download.
That'll make it easier.
Yeah.
I mean, it was... I kept referring to it as a unicorn. I mean, it was truly, truly something that disappears and is gone, and yet, you know, Matthew Diamond and the people at Great Performances and PBS partnered with the Public Theater, newly revitalized, and
it's so magical. But that raccoon is still there.
Yes,
right? The raccoon.
It's a family. It's a true family.
So tell us about your character in Twelfth Night.
I play Mariah. Mariah is the lady in waiting of Sandra Oh's character, and I basically sort of have a behind-the-scenes manipulation thing going on because everybody is doing what they will. Twelfth Night is also called What You Will, it's a funny, you know, ruse. You know, she's a prankster.
For those that haven't seen it over the years, here's a clip actually from it.
Where's Malvolio? He's sad and civil and suits well for a servant with my fortunes.
He's coming, madam, but in very strange manner. He is sure possessed, madam.
Why, what's the matter? Does he rave?
No, madam, he does nothing but smile. Your ladyship were best to have some guard about you if he come, for sure the man is tainted in his wits.
Go, call him hither. I am as mad as he, if sad.
We don't use the word hither enough anymore.
I
tell you. You can hear the audience laughing there. Obviously, people having a good time. Is there a different energy by doing it in the park versus on Broadway or somewhere?
Yes, because we're outdoors, and I mean, for me, the park is a cathedral in itself. So theater outside is a stunning experience. I mean, you know, once the lights go on and the lights, you know, it gets dark at a certain hour. There's that hour where everything gets dark, and it's so beautiful. In the full moon, forget about it. It's amazing. So I guess you get to see that.
Well, you can see it. It's on PBS. You can download the app.
PBS.org.
Or you can go to PBS.org. It's part of Great Performances.
GPerf.
Just like that. Get the app.
Yeah.
It's an easy way to do it.
Yeah.
And you can catch it, and then you watch it over and over. You can watch it for 12 nights straight. There you go.
Daphne Rubin Vega, great to see you in person.
Too.
And I'm so happy to finally see 12 Night.
Yes.
I'm still rained out from that night. Anyway.
Thanks for coming in.
I get to see it too now.
Okay.
Oh, that's right, because you haven't had a chance to watch. You're always in it.
That's right.
All right, the hilarious comedian Modi is sought after. He's a sought after headliner everywhere he goes.
I mean, no matter where you are in the world, they know Modi. He recently extended his Pause for Laughter tour. We're going to talk about when you could see him when we come right back on Good Day.
5.
We know we can't change everything you don't like about shopping, but here at Stop & Shop, we're going all out to improve what we can.
Thank you.
We've seen you doing finger math in the store, but no more of that. You deserve a better way to save.
Heck yeah, I do.
With over 10,000 items always on sale, it's time we actually loved grocery shopping.
Justin, when was the last time you went on break?
I'm on break right now. With so many ways to save, good things are in store at Stop & Shop.
People always ask me, do you think he married you for your money? So are you insane? I married him for technical support. I'm living with a Genius Bar. I don't know how to use my phone. The other day he said to me, share your location. I said, I'm right here.
I love this. Stand-up comic Modi has headlined comedy clubs around the globe after multiple sold-out shows at the Beacon last year. Modi is preparing to make his Radio City Music Hall debut in April.
He followed an unusual path, though, going from an investment banker to being a worldwide comedic headliner. Modi joins us right now on the Good Day Couch. Very nice to see you.
Pleasure to be here.
Okay, so take us down this path. How'd you go from being a finance guy to a worldwide known comic?
I was in finance, and I used to imitate the secretaries. And I used to come home and hang out with my friends, and they go, why are you not doing this on stage? And they set up an open mic night, and one thing led to another. And then a few years later, I was doing stand-up full-time.
And it just started with you doing open mic at the Comedy Cellar, right?
I was, no, there's no open mic at the Comedy Cellar.
Okay.
I was past there in '94.
Okay.
But before that, I was doing the other comedy clubs, and then I got into the Comedy Cellar, and then I caught the tail end of the Catskills. I was doing all kinds of synagogue shows, all kinds of corporate events, because I work clean. And then just things moved along. And then about 5 years ago, my husband took over my entire business and blew it up to doing 3 sold-out shows at the Beacon, sold-out show at Radio City Music Hall.
So wait, the show in April is already sold out?
Yeah, we were planning on doing this in order to push that show. We had no idea that in 96 hours we would sell 85% of that show. So whoever's watching this, look out for another New York date.
Really?
There'll be another New York date, yeah.
That's amazing.
So
How
happy.
would you describe your humor?
My humor is, it's a Jewish flavor, but for everybody. It's a portal into the Jewish world with pride and happiness and for everybody. And the shows used to be all Jewish, and now it's goyim, gays, and theys. We have everybody coming now.
The bubble, what do you call it? Your bubble hop?
Bubble hop?
Yeah, you refer to it as a bubble hop, how you are in different worlds all the time?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we do regular theaters, regular comedy clubs. Right. Then all of a sudden a fundraiser, all of a sudden a disease, all of a sudden some billionaire's house or his airplane hangar. So it's it's not just comedy clubs, not just theaters, it's all over the place, all kinds of events that are amazing.
I saw that you grew up on Long Island.
Yes.
And where do you live now?
We live in the Lower East Side of Manhattan.
Are you near Orchard Street? You don't have to tell us exactly where, but Orchard Street's the coolest city in America, apparently.
It is unbelievable, the Lower East Side. I had an aunt that used to live there, and she used to tell me that when she was going on dates, she'd have to go to Queens to be picked up at her friend's house so people wouldn't think she lived on Orchard Street. And now it's like the place to live.
Crazy.
It's turned around a little bit.
Yeah.
So what is the coolest place you've played in the world?
Oh. Wow, that's a very hard question. There's so many cool places. I just did a show in a synagogue in Berlin where the Nazis used to store their horses. That was an event that 2,000 people in Berlin just now.
Wow, that's amazing.
The Beacon, the 3 sold-out Beacon shows were a gift from God in New York. And the funny thing was, I began doing comedy 5 blocks down at stand-up in New York.
Oh, I remember that place.
Yeah, so 30 years later, I'm performing at the Beacon. Whoever could have thought that?
Oh, good for you.
Yes.
All right, well, congratulations. We're going to keep an eye out for possibly another show in New York. We're putting up...
the dates, the first one is in April, right here in New York at Radio City, and pay attention for a future one as well. Just go to modilive.com to find out all the information.
Absolutely.
Modi, thank you so much for coming
Thanks
in.
for having me here today.
Thanks for making us laugh here at the end of Good
We
Day.
needed it because Mike needs a good laugh. Is there anything happening outside?
I know, because this is making people cry. Exactly. We got to go something in the positive direction, but this is what we expected. The precip, it's here. Is it rain? Is it snow? Well, in the city, we have what is primarily rain. It might be snowing at some of the higher elevations, but by the time it gets to the ground, it's just rain. It looks like that rain-snow line basically runs from around Bergen County, Passaic County, and back down over toward the Philadelphia corridor, and it's going to be working its way up to the north and to the west as time goes on. So, yeah, it's kind of an interesting setup, but most of us throughout most of New Jersey, along Long Island, coastal sections of Connecticut, it's pretty much all rain and a cold one, too. We're sitting at around 39 degrees right now. Central Park, rain is here, 37 degrees for you in Newark, but you've got snow up to the northwest, and it's sticking in places like Monticello, Sussex, and over toward Poughkeepsie. Winds coming in from the southeast right now at around 5 to 15 miles per hour. The Futurecast, the computer models are saying, you know what? It's not just rain, but it's a rain-snow mix, and it gets to be pretty intense from this point until the early afternoon. There will be some fairly heavy precip rain or the rain-snow mix coming through as we get through the late morning and into the early afternoon. Then as we head toward late afternoon, it's starting to wrap up and pull away from us. Right around 5 o'clock, it's trying to shut down, but it is cold enough in the higher elevations to the northwest for most of this to remain as snow through most of the event. And that's why snow totals there will be somewhat impressive. But even the rain totals that we're looking at, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches, or maybe even a little bit more coming through in our coastal areas, is a good amount of rain. And that's happening before sunset. So that's a good little hit of rain. Now, here's what we have with the snow numbers. You're only getting into that 3 to 5 inch plus range in our extreme northwestern regions. And other than that, yeah, we're talking about 1 inch to 3 inches in some of the places like Orange County over toward Putnam County, and even less as you get closer to the metro areas. High temp, well, gets up to about 43 for you this afternoon. The heaviest precip comes through this afternoon into this evening, and then it shuts down cool, cold, and clear tonight, but then it gets icy for you out there as well. Okay, now we're going to head out to Jessica Formosa, who's actually out in Middletown. And Jessica, please tell me, you got some significant snow by now.
Yes, good morning, Mike. It is snowing and it is stinking. You guys can take a live look here. You can't even see the blacktop, really. It's all white covered. It's coming down heavy at this point. You know, about an hour ago when we spoke, it was starting to, but now you can see the road covered in white. Listen, if you don't have to go out, it is beautiful to watch it. It's a mix also of a little bit of rain. As for driving, it's still okay to be out here, but you have to be careful when we make that turn. We feel it a little bit. The car skidding a bit, not much. If you are walking, though, I stopped to get something to eat. And if you're not wearing the right shoes, you will slip and slide. So make sure if you're heading out, either driving or if you're walking, be extra careful. We know here in Middletown, there are some schools that have closed for the day. So there is a snow day. Great news for the kiddos. But again, this is what we were expecting, a wintry mix of snow, sleet, freezing rain. And that's what we are getting here. We actually just witnessed also a car accident. So just be extra careful. Make sure that if you're heading out, be cautious, take your time and give yourself extra time. And if you can stay home, stay home. Rosanna and Curt?
All right, thank you. It is piling up out there now.
You got to be careful out there. All right,
Exactly.
thank you so much, Jessica. Stay warm. All right, should we take a quick little break?
Yes.
Because we've been doing a lot of talking.
Yes.
Yeah. Why are you looking at me?
One of us talks more than the other.
The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
fiber.
Welcome back. Right now, problems with New Jersey Transit. Service suspended both directions on the Morris and Essex line, and that's because of a trespasser fatality over in Summit. So make sure you plan ahead. Also, the 7 trains had a suspension briefly. Service has been restored, but extremely limited service to and from Flushing Main Street. Long Island Railroad cross-honoring at Flushing, Woodside, and Penn Station. And if you're traveling right now northwest of the city, just watch out there. 78 westbound, we have a multi-car accident. Multiple accidents reported there over by exit 11. Rosanna and Curt, back to you.
Oh, this is what happens when you get a little bit on the ground. Everybody starts slipping and sliding.
Especially the first time of the year.
Yeah.
People aren't used to driving in it just yet.
And it's very wet today.
All right, can we talk about tomorrow? Because we're going to have stage and screen star Cheyenne Jackson here taking over. Going to perform for us. Should be unbelievable. So much fun.
All right, dress warmly today.
Yeah.
Stay dry, umbrella, coat, everything.
Everything through this, but by tomorrow it's gone. But it will be cold and icy.
All right, relax, because Sherry's next, and Jay had at 11.
And then watch the Noon Today at noon for the latest in the weather. We'll see you tomorrow, folks.
All right, this is Newsroom Live. It is 10:02 on a Tuesday morning. You've been watching this streaming video that we have. This, of course, is outside the courtroom in Lower Manhattan. The Luigi Mangione case still underway. We know hundreds of you have been watching this throughout the morning. We are waiting to see what will happen in court today. It was a big day yesterday. They talked about the suppression of some of that evidence, the hearing. That's what it's all about. We should have an update about that in just a few minutes. We do, though, want to talk about what's happening with the weather, because we know a lot of people are interested in that. And if you look at the video here, you can see people have their windshield wipers on. You got the umbrellas out in New York City today, and it's a little sloppy out there all throughout the tri-state area. It's taking a look at the video now. We are rolling around in Orange County. This is a storm that definitely disrupted a little bit of the morning commute across much of the Northeast. We didn't get it too bad in the early hours this morning, but this system is kind of intensifying as it moves up the New England coast. This is again in Orange County, Middletown. A lot of major cities all up and down I-95 have been dealing with this mess all morning long. We actually just saw an accident. We saw a legitimate car accident from this feed just a few minutes ago. And actually, this feed is from our very own Jessica Formoso, who has been riding around up in Orange County for much of the morning. Jessica, are you there? Can you hear me?
I am. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. All right. So I talked to you at like 6 o'clock this morning. And around 6 o'clock, it wasn't too bad. It was kind of like we're waiting. And here we are a couple hours later, and you got snow sticking to the ground. What are you seeing out there? Sort of how did this come about over the last couple hours?
Yeah, so when we got here, we actually left, just to give you guys a timeline, we left the Upper East Side about like 3:30 this morning and nothing. We took the Palisades clear. We did see some plows and some trucks, you know, treating the surface. We made it all the way here to Middletown and we waited for hours. I mean, it was a big joke, like, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? And Mike was right. He said around like the 7, 8 o'clock hour. It was the 8 o'clock hour when we started to see it come down. 9 o'clock, we last spoke to Rosanna and Curt. That's when it was starting to stick, and now, as you guys are seeing, it's sticking. It's here, and I don't know how long it's going to stay, but you can see it's sticking. You can barely see the blacktop. We actually witnessed an accident, and actually, I think there's something going on right here as we're approaching.
Wait a minute, what's happening?
In front of us, there's 2 cars. Let's
careful.
see.
Let's
There's
stay
2
with it.
cars
Let's stay with
stalled
it.
here. One guy outside. 2 people are getting out of their vehicles. Hazard lights are on. We don't know if they got stuck here.
Yeah, let's
Listen,
see.
it seems like you can drive pretty okay, but when you're driving and you're making those turns, your car does skid if you're not prepared. And we see that. Oh, that looks like the gentleman is trying to help her.
I think, yeah, look, okay, so you got, on
Did
the
she
one
get
side,
stuck?
you
I
have
mean-
sort of a larger white pickup truck, SUV. On the other, it looks like,
Yes.
it looked like sort of a smaller sedan.
A small
It
little
doesn't-
sedan.
Doesn't seem like that car is
Yep.
spun out or anything. Maybe they're having some car trouble there. Like, what do we?
No.
What do we think?
Maybe it's some car trouble, but we see it might be some car trouble.
How close can we
It
get?
looks
Can we
like
go any
they
closer? You guys
can't
feel
move it.
comfortable
It's
going any
not-
closer?
We can try to get a little. Let's see. Well, let's see because we have cars behind us. So just give us a
Oh, we
second
have
here.
cars
There's a
behind
plow
us, okay.
coming behind us. There's a plow in front of us as well. So we don't want to cause more traffic
No,
than
don't cause
already
any more
these 2 cars are
problems.
doing. Okay. Well, the white truck here, she's able to move it. It seems like that black vehicle is stalled. Yeah, it seems like it's not going anywhere.
Okay, so
Not
that's the.
sure
Where,
if-
what are you like on a county road? What's the? Do you know what that road is? Is that like one of those ones
We
that
are
kind of
on a
snakes
county
through?
road.
Not sure exactly. You know, it's funny.
Exactly. Yes, I don't know
Middletown-
exactly where.
Middletown is like an hour and 45 minutes from New York, from the city, from Manhattan. So like 68 miles, something
From
like
the
that.
city.
So it's really what Mike was talking about, where, you know, here in the city we're getting a lot of rain. Up where you are, I mean, you got a car there. A car being stuck in the road like that is a big problem on a day when
It could be very dangerous,
Yeah,
actually. It
when
could be
we're
very
seeing-
dangerous because you're seeing right here. You see cars are going one direction, the other direction, and this is what happens in this climate when it's this kind of weather. You know, you guys have to be extra careful because you can spin out, really, or you don't have enough time to brake. We saw that happen with that accident just about 10 minutes ago. Not sure exactly what happened there, but a vehicle went right into a truck that was, peeking out of the intersection trying to make a turn.
Okay, so
Do you have that video, Dan?
Yeah, for anyone who's kind of streaming, and we appreciate you guys who stream on YouTube or all of our other streaming services. Let's bring that video that we have. We shot video just a little while ago. This is the accident that Jessica saw, not this situation that she's at right now, but there is an accident that she saw just a few minutes ago. Let's take a look. It's going to happen quick, so we may play it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, you can see it there. Okay, so there's a.
Yikes.
All right, so we'll play it again. There we go. All right, so you see there's a SUV, the black SUV. For whatever reason, maybe it couldn't stop, and it kind of went through and it hit that white truck there. Jessica, where was that? Where did that happen?
That happened just like less than a mile back on the same road here. Less than a mile back. I think that was 17, right? That might have been. There's some guy here trying to help this young lady as well.
Okay, let's
He's
take a look at
coming
that
to
again.
her
Let's take a look
aid.
where you are. Okay, so these are some guys who are going to come to help. Let's see what's happening. Let's stick with this for a second. What's going on?
Yeah. Okay, his lights are working. The car did turn on because I see some, right? We see some lights there, Dan, for a second. It is slippery, I have to say. Dan is driving and it's getting slippery. At the beginning when this started to come down around 9 o'clock, we were like, okay, this isn't too bad. But now it's sticking and it is getting slippery. It is. He's waving them down, telling, I guess I think he wants to back up and try to get in here.
Yeah, I want to see
So
if
they're
they
trying
can
to
help
stop
him out.
traffic now.
Oh, look.
Okay, the car does. You know what happens with these cars? They're so low to the ground, and in this condition, in this weather, it's so easy to skid. The traction on these vehicles, believe it or not, is not the best. You do need four-wheel drive. All right, so that's what he's trying to do. I think he's trying to back up and trying to get out of everyone's way here.
All right, so it looks like we've solved one problem here this morning, Jessica. That was good. We got a car off the road there. You saw a car accident. You've had a busy,
because it's creating traffic already.
Yeah, you've had a busy last 20, 30 minutes here. All right, so it looks like that's off the road. We've got some real tricky conditions up there. I mean, they say it's going to be falling. Mike, what did you say? Mike's standing right here. What? How many inches per hour was it?
So,
where she is, it's going to be around 2 to 3 inches an hour. 2 to 3. Further northwest, about 6 inches. All right. So, Mike, we're going to talk to Mike after we take a quick break here. Jessica, thank you so much.
So we're in between like the.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're in between.
Yep. So I was going to say we're in between Wallkill and Middletown. That's where we are. Like right in between both of those towns, which is right next to each other.
All right. Well, it looks like they got that moved out of the way. So, Jessica, we're going to check back in with you in a little bit. Thank you so much. Be safe out there. And so, talk to you in a minute.
Sounds
and
good, guys.
Let's take a quick break. We're going to keep up. Tyler, we can keep up probably the live view 2 shot just so we can stick with it. And so Jessica can kind of keep this camera angle going. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk to Mike.
I called Middletown DPW.
All right, we're back on the air, Newsroom Live. It is about 10:12 here on a Tuesday morning. We warned you that we were going to see some snow out here this morning. This is north of the city, and this is up in Orange County, Middletown, kind of between Wallkill and Middletown. Jessica Formoso is driving around up there. You can see she does have some accumulation on the ground. Started as rain, and a lot of us around in the New York City area, kind of out in the Jersey suburbs. You are going to see some rain. We do have some reports of snow in the Ramsey, New Jersey area, Bergen County. We're going to try to show you some of those images a little later on, but this is what we got going on in Orange County this morning. Of course, one of the other big stories this morning is what's going on with Luigi Mangione and the case that is unfolding in Lower Manhattan. We were going to talk to Haley Fixler. So Haley, if you can hear me, can you hear me, Haley? Let me see. I don't know if she can hear me yet. No, it doesn't seem like Haley can hear me. We'll try to bring her up on the line. So in the meantime, Mike, we were going to talk to you. So why don't we go ahead and do that?
Okay, let's step right up. I'm waiting to go.
So let's take a look back, live view 2, Tyler. This is the shot that we have What do you think, Mike? What's going on here?
All right, so this is where Jessica. Formoso and our photog crew is out driving around. This is Orange County, as you mentioned.
Right.
So it's a decent distance, maybe about 55 miles to the north and west of the city. A little higher in elevation. Looks like that snow is sticking on the ground, at least for the most part. Nothing huge at this point, but slushy roads, icy roads. That's going to be a problem for folks in that area. You start heading even further to the north and west, and it's going to accumulate even more so since their temperatures have been below freezing for a while, and they're pretty much not coming out of that range. So they're the folks that are being most impacted by at least the snow side of this storm. Is this kind of what you
expected?
It is.
This is like, sometimes it got to be like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
And you start sweating.
It wasn't the precipitation.
Right.
People said, well, Mike's been telling me it's going to rain all morning. And then so it just, did it take a little longer? What happened?
So usually what's happening in a situation like this is it is actually falling from the cloud base, but it takes it a while for it to actually appear on the ground because the air has to what we call saturate. There has to be enough moisture in the air for the precip that falls from the base of the cloud to make it all the way down to the ground because it's kind of dry at the lower levels oftentimes in the beginning. So that's what happened for today. I mean, it didn't really push the timing back much. That's why I like to say give or take an hour or two.
Got it.
Because when it comes to rain and snow does not start right on cue like you think it would. If there's a line of thunderstorms coming through, you can time that out a little more readily.
Okay.
But situations like this, you got to kind of work with it as far as the timing is concerned. But yeah, it looks like this is probably the intense part of the storm is coming through right now until the early afternoon. It continues to get worse there, and even here in the city and the metro areas, out on Long Island, Jersey Shore, that rain's going to be pretty heavy at times.
Tyler, can we look at input 5? I think this is Midtown right here. Okay. So this is, right in the heart of the city here.
Yep.
So we got clouds. I think it's raining around here, right?
It is raining here. You and I went out in front of the studios to try to find our first flake of snow, and you chose to not see that one flake that I saw.
Oh, you saw one flake?
I saw one flake, and so it counts. Yeah, there really wasn't much to it.
So it's raining around here.
It's rain. It's light to moderate rainfall, but it's going to be more on that moderate to heavier side here. Look at Times Square.
This is one of those days, you look and it's kind of
that pretty much tells a story.
I think you describe it as like a raw day.
It is absolutely. Because our temperature is only around 40 degrees or so. We'll be in the low 40s as we go into the afternoon, and there's your 7-day forecast. So yeah, we've got that rain snow mix. Basically for the day here today. By this evening, it is pulling away from us, but then it gets windy and cold, and you can see what's going on over the next few days. I mean, as far as rain and snow is concerned, we're done. But it does get pretty cold. Tomorrow morning's low dropping down to 31. If you've got that snow and ice, now that's for the city.
Yeah.
So think about what's happening for the outlying suburbs where your temps are dropping between 18 to about 28 degrees. Icy potential for tomorrow morning's commute. Black ice on the roadways out there.
Problems?
Things could be freezing up. That could be a big problem for us come tomorrow morning.
Flood at all, like any of the rain?
Localized flooding, yes,
really?
absolutely.
Some of the rain this afternoon as it picks up?
Absolutely.
21 degrees on Friday is.
I know.
My eyes are drawn to that because that seems pretty miserable.
As it should. Yeah. Talk about we need something beyond a regular old seat heater. We're going to need more than that. It is very cold Thursday night into Friday morning. Low of 21, and that's in the city. That's the warm part of the tri-state. High of 33, so it's almost a deep freeze day coming through for us here. But then it does improve a little bit as we head into the weekend, but those are below normal temperatures for us, no matter how you look at it. And it does look like winter is trying to get itself set up. We have the potential.
I see winter starts. Is it a couple weeks from now?
What is it, 21st? 21st?
December 21st is what.
There we go. Pretty much right on cue.
My Google search is telling me this morning.
Okay.
I have one more clip I wanted to get your thoughts on.
Okay.
I think it's Indiana.
Oh.
Is that Indiana? Yeah, look at this.
Indiana live shot?
Yeah, it's some video that we took a little earlier.
Oh, it's a video. Okay.
I'll
take whatever the case may be.
Look at that. Okay, now look at this. Is this the same? Look at that. Look at that car on the side.
Car off the road. This is what happens. This is the same storm. Now, back in Indiana, out near Pittsburgh, they've got a winter storm warning. Now, that's the elevated level of basically what we've got where Jessica is right now. She's got a winter weather advisory. That usually means you get a neighborhood of 2 to 4 maybe inches of snow that comes through. Where they are, I believe they've got a winter storm warning, meaning they could get up to 5 or 6 inches plus. So it's a more severe situation in terms of the snow that they're going to get out of it. And you can see what happens on the roads, especially
that just because the storm was more intense? Is it just like
it's the same storm, but a different region. So they've got more cold air in place. So that means they've got more snow for a longer period of time. So you're more likely to have things like that, cars going off the sidewalk, off the roadways. And, you got to bring out the plows and school closures, things of that sort. We've got some here in the tri-state region, even with this more minor event that we have.
We have this clip, and then Tyler, let's show what it's actually doing right now in Orange County. So this is the worst of the worst in Indiana. And then here's what we got going on right now in Orange County. So it's
not that much different,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, you're getting on the highway here, especially when you get on. I don't know if this is the interstate, but especially when you start to get on the busier roads like this before they've come out to plow it. It seems like they may have salted it, but
they may have treated it. It's hard to say. It's those secondary and tertiary roads that really are impacted. Bridges and overpasses, keep that in mind. Those tend to freeze up a little more on the early side, a little more readily.
And we got this other
especially
clip.
want to be careful there.
We got this other clip. Tyler, can you get in Live View 6? Can you do that? Can you do Live View 6?
Okay. Now, where is that? Is that over at City Field? Where is that?
I
think it is.
City Field. Okay, this is City Field. So this is an event.
Running.
This is an event that they're having at City Field today. I saw Mr. and Mrs. Met out there for some reason, but I wanted to bring it up because you can see like just sort of the miserable conditions. It's raining there.
It's rain, light to moderate rainfall, but you see how see puddles ponding. That's what's starting to happen. And right through the middle of the day, if you could just basically hang indoors and avoid being out in all circumstances until I'd say late afternoon, you'll do yourself a little bit of a favor, especially if it comes to something like where you got to drive somewhere. It's just going to be slow. It's rain.
Mr. Met.
We can deal with it. Mr. Met can do a jog outside in the rain. Well,
look at us.
I'm not doing it.
Look at us in our nice blazers and crisp shirts.
Talking
about what's going on outside. All right, Mike.
Yes.
You got to stick around for us today.
I'm going to hang out.
Back. Okay, we're going to talk to you a little later.
This is a big day for me.
It's a big day. Okay, Mike, thank you very much. We can jump right back into Live View 2, I think, Tyler. We'll go to a break as we look at this video coming in from Jessica Formoso up there in Orange County. When we come back, we are going to check in with Haley Fixler. She is down in Lower Manhattan outside the Mangione hearing. That is getting a lot of headlines this week. What will happen with that evidence seized by police when he was arrested? We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. It is 10:23. You are taking a live look out there on the roads of New York today. This is up in Orange County, and it looks like it's getting sloppy out there. The rain turned into snow, starting to stick to the ground. A lot of people dealing with all kinds of different levels of precipitation this morning, and We are also dealing with what's happening down there in Lower Manhattan. Thank you for joining us. I'm Dan Bowens. We appreciate you if you're watching on YouTube or maybe the Fox Local app. And believe it or not, a lot of people actually watch on TikTok. I discovered the other day that there were thousands of people watching on TikTok. So if you're watching there, we greatly appreciate it. We do want to go to Lower Manhattan, and that's where our Haley Fixler is. And Haley, you're tracking what's going on with the Luigi Mangione case. We are both seeing the updates that we're getting from Stephanie Bertini, our colleague who's inside. She said at 9:53 this morning, court came to order, and our understanding is that Mangione was in the courtroom. Can you pick it up from there? What do we know about what happened in court today?
You know, it's less than an hour since they've been in court, so we're getting these developments in real time. But so we know that the first person to take the stand was an officer with the Altoona Police Department, 14-and-a-half-year veteran. And he said that when that 911 call was made by the McDonald's manager after several people apparently spotted Mangione inside of the McDonald's, he said that he responded, and he didn't respond with lights and sirens, Stephanie says, because he didn't think it was him. He saw the video of the shooter online and on the news, and that's how he was able to put two and two together. And Stephanie is saying that in court right now, they're just showing the video of the news coverage of this manhunt that lasted several days in order to find Mangione. So that's what's going on right now inside of the courtroom.
And so we know that this hearing obviously is all about what was discovered in that backpack, among other issues. And so they're taking a look at the evidence that was discovered inside of there when he was arrested in Altoona, why those police officers from that department are there, and it's not somebody else who's being called for this early parts of the hearing. It's pretty procedural what's happening here, but the attorneys for the defense are kind of going through all the different steps that they can. Maybe they're trying to catch a break. Authorities said that when they arrested Mangione at that McDonald's, they found a series of critical pieces of evidence in his backpack. Haley, can you sort of talk to us and talk us through a little bit about what they found in there and what it means?
Absolutely. So police officers say they found a 3D printed gun, a silencer, and then a journal that a lot of people have been calling a manifesto. But all that we know that inside of that journal, reports say that there was allegedly a written plan to take out an insurance executive and other written statements that they say connect Mangione to Brian Thompson's murder. So what his defense team right now is trying to do is they're trying to say that the search of the backpack was illegal. They said that they did not get a search warrant to go inside of it, and that's one of the key pieces of evidence that's, one, very incriminating, but two, one of the things that this hearing is about.
And obviously the defense attorneys argue the backpack search was unconstitutional. They say police didn't have a warrant, lacked proper justification. And I believe that we spoke with a legal expert, Peter Frankel, an attorney who's talking about some of those issues, what it means for the defense, and what it means for the prosecutors. Let's listen to that, and then we can react to it.
If they're successful in having the evidence thrown out, that's not necessarily going to be a grand slam home run with respect to the trial itself, because, and I can tell you because I do this every day, everything is on video these days. So they have video of the incident, they have video of the arrest. Search incident to arrest typically relates to your person, right? Sure. So they can frisk you, they can search you, they can retrieve items. But we're talking about a closed, zipped backpack here. So the fact of the matter is, there's a presumption that in order to open that backpack, search through it, open containers within it, you're supposed to get a search warrant. So it's going to be a difficult question for the court to answer here as to whether or not they went too far in doing that.
Yeah, so very interesting there. And if you kind of follow what he's saying two things: that A, by the letter of the law, it's possible that they did need to get a search warrant for that backpack. Maybe it's going to be up to the judge to determine whether or not those officers felt that they were in some kind of danger, because we're talking about a murder suspect here in a very high-profile case. But then Haley, what he said also was that there's video everywhere in this case. So can you kind of just sort of talk us through a little bit about what Peter Frankel was saying there?
Absolutely. And just to go over the first part that Friedel, that you mentioned regarding the search of the backpack. So there were some court filings on Friday that were filed in the court system. And in it, the police officers said that they actually wanted to search the backpack because they were concerned. They did not know if he had another weapon. They were concerned about explosives and what else they would find. Again, this is someone who they believed just had shot someone and then disappeared for a few days. So they were saying that there was a safety concern. And so right now, I think the judge is going to determine whether or not, again, that warrant was needed because of a safety concern.
Okay. We just got a note that we do have some new photos of Mangione in court, so we're going to try to work to get some of those in there. Haley, I know also the line perhaps wasn't as long today as it was yesterday for people to go inside, a lot of those supporters, but those supporters are there. I think one of the reasons why maybe they aren't there in as big of numbers as they were the other day is because Mangione isn't walking through the hallways that he had been before. They're essentially bringing him in, putting him in the front, so he doesn't walk past the supporters that he's had there. But in a lot of ways, I mean, this is obviously a homicide trial, but it carries a deeper symbolism. Many people view Mangione as targeting what he believed were systemic injustices in health insurance and practices along those lines. Prosecutors say, no, this is a stone cold murder, and you know, you can't have vigilante justice. But certainly, you have seen that there are a significant number of people over these last day or two who've come just to be there to support Mangione, aren't attorneys, aren't family members. What have you sort of noticed in that regard?
Yeah, you know what? We did see a line outside of the courtroom today, but again, that line, you know, we saw some reporters in that line as well. So that line that wrapped around, there were definitely supporters, but there were other people trying to get into the courthouse as well. I think probably the weather also played a role into why there are not as many supporters as there were yesterday. I mean, yesterday at this time, there were a couple dozen people here wearing costumes, holding up signs. So it is possible that because the weather and the fact that Mangione won't be walking through, they decided not to show up in droves.
Could be possible. All right, Haley, it is 10:30. I know you've been out there since very early this morning, and I know you're going to be following this case because we're not in court tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's a day off, and then they're back on Thursday and Friday?
Tomorrow is a day off.
All right.
Correct.
Haley, thank you very much. We appreciate it. That's, great information and great perspective this morning. Really, really good. All right, so Haley, thank you. We are also just getting some new photos in of Mangione. I don't think we have those turned around yet, do we? Okay, yes, we do. Here we go. Let's take a look. This is a photo of Mangione in court today. You can see he doesn't have on the, some of the, when he's been walked in before, when those orange jumpsuits and things like that. This is the photo that we just got this morning from inside the courtroom. He wasn't brought in. The main entrance, the front door, paraded past the cameras. They sort of brought him in the back way. He does have on that blazer, the sort of collared shirt there. We've got a couple other pictures. We'll try to show them to you a little later on. For right now, we're going to take a break. Let's take a look outside again, Tyler, if you don't mind. We've got a live view 2 or input 2. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Ooh, still a mess out there. Jessica Formoso is riding around. We're going to check in with her. And we've got something brand new that we want to show you. It is a brand new alert system. And our very own Inez Rosales is here to break that down for us. Let us know what it means. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. It is 10:34. We are just kind of messing with one of our cameras here. So this is our Zoom camera, and this is Inez Rosales. Inez, thank you so much. We wanted you to be able to be with us today because there's a lot going on out on those roads. Tyler, yeah, okay, so what are we looking at? This is an accident that happened right now. This is right now.
This is right now.
What are we looking at?
It's a live look at Route 78 from the DOT cameras, and basically it's over by exit 11. I'm hearing about multiple crashes in the area involving, one of them involved 3 tractor trailers there. So it's very slippery out there on 78, and I can actually show you some of the delay there. Let me find that other camera that I had before showing you delays. And it's a bit messy out there in New Jersey, Hunterdon and Sussex County, but take a look at that traffic jam.
So this is on I-78 out in New Jersey.
Yes.
Where is this exactly?
Hunterdon County near Bethlehem, heading out towards Pennsylvania
Okay, yeah,
but it's very slippery. No one's moving.
No one's moving out there. Okay.
And then let me show you Route 80 there. Route 80 also, there's some brining going on already. They've had a few accidents reported. Let me see if I can find that.
Yeah, we're looking at 2 cameras here. We're looking one camera of you. There you go. If you look at that, you look right here. There, yeah, there you go. There's Inez. All right, so you've been following all this all morning. This is pretty much as bad as you've seen it, right? I mean, for most of the morning, most of the commute, we were like, oh, it's, it is what it is. But now, this is getting pretty rough. What are we looking at here?
Exactly. That's just a Route 80 by 206 in Netcong. So like Mike mentioned, north of the city, West Jersey, Sussex, Hunterdon County, all of those counties are really seeing most of that wet, slippery weather, that snowy weather that Mike had mentioned and talked about all morning long. So it just started happening like around 10 o'clock this morning. Things started getting busy.
And so we're going to come back to that camera. Come over here. Come over here. Join me over here. Okay, so we've got, there we go. Yeah, here, come over there, this way. There we go. And we also have this new graphic that we wanted to bring up. This is one of our new things from Fox Weather. It's our alert system. So I'll bring it up in just a second. And this has to do not necessarily with the roads, but what is happening out there in the skies. So it's the new Fox Weather alert system. What are you hearing about, at least in our airports? Are we hearing
Our airports are okay.
Okay for now.
But I did look at the FAA website, and a lot of airports out of the area, de-icing going on. Pittsburgh, Cleveland, so a lot of airports affected. And that's why a lot of these flights, look at this. How many flights canceled?
2,300 flights delayed or canceled as of today. So we're focusing on this travel alert. And so part of our Fox Weather alert system, we're really focused on what's happening in the skies. Because a lot of times, if you start to get delays out of Chicago or out of some of the areas that are affected, Boston, it can kind of have a spillover effect, DC, something like that?
Yes, it comes over to our area quickly. And even though, let's say you're traveling in that direction, of course, that's going to affect your flight too if you're heading out there.
Okay. All right. So we're keeping an eye on the skies. So hopefully we can sort of hold off on that if you got to take a flight in the New York or New Jersey area today. But let's do one last check. Can we walk over there? Let's walk over and check one last time on the camera there. Let's see, what do we got? All right, so where is this?
Route 80 by 206 in Netcong.
So Route 80, 206. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's looking rough. And then can we swing back to that other, what was that accident? Okay, so let's look at so if we look at the map, can you zoom out a little bit on your, yeah, there we go. If we take the whole picture, yeah, perfect. So can you scroll over? Where's New York? Where's New York? Okay, so there's New York.
There's Manhattan.
That's where we are. And then can you show us where these accidents are? Okay, so this is pretty far out west.
Yes, this is 287 that you're seeing where the arrow is.
Right.
So Bedminster, Bernardsville.
Oh, Bedminster, okay,
so it's everything right now
course.
west. Yes, everything right now west. That's where I'm seeing most of the roads affected. I'm trying to find that accident.
This is that. That's where the delays are all along this particular route.
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay, so that's I-78. And then, so is it just around the corner there is where the...
Yes, just around the corner. We see those flashing lights. There was an ambulance earlier there, but yes, right around the corner, that's where all the activity is with that accident.
All right. Inez, why don't you say goodbye next to me? That way you don't got to go scrolling around the newsroom. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Inez, thank you very much.
Sure,
that was wonderful. I know you're sticking around for the noon, right?
I am. And by the way, side note, not weather related. New Jersey Transit, Morrison Essex line, that's suspended. Both directions.
New Jersey not weather related?
No, there's a trespasser fatality.
Oh, okay.
So in Summit. So there's an investigation going on.
All right. So we'll watch it all. Inez, thank you very much. And we'll see you at noon.
I'll be there.
All right. So let's, you know what, Tyler, why don't we jump back to that shot that Inez was just showing us of the accident there on I-78. Yeah, okay. All right, we'll stick with this one. So this is I-78. If you happen to be heading out west, maybe you're heading to PA or something like that today, Be careful. All right, we'll be right back. We're going to check in with Jessica Formoso. All right, all eyes on the weather this morning. It is just about 10:41. You got Dan Bowens and Mike Woods here on Newsroom Live. We appreciate you no matter how you're tuning into us this morning. Maybe you're streaming on YouTube. You know, a lot of people watch on TikTok as well, Mike.
I didn't even realize.
I didn't
we're
realize
such a hit
as
on
well.
TikTok. That's awesome.
And here we go. All right, we're taking a live look up 6th Avenue. You can see we got some New York City traffic and the tree there. And you can see it looks like a little precipitation. What are we seeing out there right now, Mike?
It's rain.
Yeah.
And luckily it's been pretty much rain for the entire event for us here in the city. I did see a flake of snow, as I mentioned earlier.
Single one?
Yeah, just one.
Okay.
It could have been a mosquito, but it looked like a snowflake to me because I wanted it to be one. Anyhow, yeah, it's wet and it's cold. It's raw outside. And the rain that we're dealing with, unfortunately, it looks like the intensity pretty much going to stick with us, a pretty solid rain until we get to about mid-afternoon, maybe 3 or 4 o'clock.
Okay. All right. So it can mess up our evening.
Yeah.
And Tyler, so this is Manhattan. We do have this live shot here. It's live view 2. This is Jessica Formoso. Yeah, she's riding around. She was in Middletown in Orange County.
Where is she now?
I don't know. Can she hear me? Jessica, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you got Dan and Mike. Jessica, imagine that.
Hi, Dan and Mike. So we are heading back towards the city. We're about 60 miles from the city. So this is 17 East, also known as 86. That's where I am right now.
And Jessica, just real quick, I want to show this accident that you saw before. So we have a video that we took a little earlier. This was right around 10 o'clock this morning. It is video of an accident that you saw take place when you were in Middletown. So let's take a look at that. Kind of gives you a sense of how things are getting a little tricky out there. So let's take a look at that real quick, Tyler. You can play it. All right, so Mike, you haven't seen this one before. Okay?
I have not.
All right, so see the black car there?
Okay, backing up.
So that black car is backing up because he just hit the truck.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
It happened so quickly. Like, it was one of those where the truck is inching up, trying to make a turn, and the black vehicle, I don't know if he slipped or if he wasn't watching. He just went right into that truck.
It's pretty easy for that to happen in a situation like this.
That was
Just
it.
A light little snow glaze or some ice, those roads that don't look like they're particularly treated that well. Doesn't take much for slipping accidents of this sort to take place real quick. So that's why I always tell folks, give yourself lots of time, stopping distance, because you don't want to be in a situation like it's just a headache.
You know, and Jessica, we could take a shot of your camera again as you're driving down the interstate. And Mike's, you know, if anybody's watching, Mike's listening on the headphones there. That's why he's doing that. He's not on a rotary phone. So, Jessica, are you heading back toward the city a little bit? Because I know you're like almost an hour and 45 minutes away from the city when you're up there in Orange County. Are you heading back down? Are we finally letting you come back to the city?
Yeah. Yes, you guys are letting us get back home. We're coming back to the city. We're about, right now, 60 miles away, about an hour and a half away from the city as we speak. And right now, like I said, we are on 17 East, right? And just to give you guys a perspective of what's happening out here, you see the camera. It is slippery. It seems like they've treated the roads, but
seems like there's still it's a little bit on the road
not
there. You
constantly,
know,
like it's
a little slushy.
That's when it's like that. When it's like that,
it is slushy. That's what it is now.
It scares me when it's like that because that's where it seems like it's okay.
We're coming up on another accident, I think, guys.
Okay, let's see.
Oh boy.
All right, let's see.
I think another. I see. Yeah, and we've been. This is what we've been seeing. I was going to say this is what we've been seeing. This is the third one we've seen.
And when you see those flashing lights ahead,
right
I think in the ditch. Look in the ditch.
There you
left
go.
Here.
Look in the ditch. Oh man, we're rubbernecking.
Right to my left here.
Somebody went off the ditch. Yeah, somebody went off the ditch.
That's what happens. It's so easy to spin out. You think, because you see the blacktop, you think like, oh, we're fine. We can drive perfectly okay. But no, it's slushy at this point. In front of us, like two cars, you see the big truck there. That is a salt spreader. I'm hoping that they're putting down salt as they're driving through here. But I was trying to say to you, just for perspective, this is you can do 65 miles, legally 65 miles an hour on this road, right?
Right.
We're driving right now 40 miles an hour. This is what we were driving. And the car in front of us, that SUV, he's had his flashers on the whole time. Like that guy is not speeding, or that woman in front of us, not speeding, taking it slow. We have 3 salt spreaders in front of us. You see them there. They're treating the road as we speak. But yeah, it's messy. I have to say it's messy. Over back when we were in Middletown, Willkill, you couldn't even see the blacktop there, right? It was taking them a while to plow those roads and to treat them. We saw the plows kind of to the side of the road, so I was trying to wonder like what's taking them so long to start treating the road. So not sure what was happening there. But here you see the blacktop, but don't let the blacktop trick you because it's slushy. It could be slippery. We saw already 2 vehicles on this road on the side.
Mike,
like,
are you surprised
with,
to see
tow trucks.
Are you surprised to see the snow there?
Not
I mean,
okay.
it seems like she's heading back toward the city. Are you surprised to see it still snowing like that?
Not really, because up around Bergen County, even toward Rockland County, still the potential of a coating to an inch of snow not out of the question. And those snow totals could go up fairly quickly as you head up to the north and west. You get a little more substantial cold air. But I know it took a long time, Jessica, for the snow to actually show itself. I know at some points you and your photography crew, or probably Danny, out there were like, is this going to happen? This is what Mother Nature does. She likes to hold you in suspense.
And then it happened pretty quick, right,
And it happens quick, and then boom. And next thing you know, accidents are happening, slip outs are happening. So, yeah, right?
And she's
Which,
got
Mike,
at least
I wanted
3 or 4
to ask Mike a question.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yep. So, Mike, I wanted to ask you a question. So, at the 8 o'clock hour, what we witnessed was something just, and I even said, I'm like, Mike's not crazy, Rosanna. Like, it was snowing. It started to snow. And I said, oh, here it is. And then within like a minute or two, it stopped. And then then I said, okay, is this over? That was it. It was like a 2-minute event. But then in the 9 o'clock hour, boom, it just came down.
Well, that's probably a situation
So what was that?
where
It was like, it teased us and then...
Yeah, it felt like it was just getting going, basically. So the atmosphere, when you think about it, it needs to what we call saturate. You need there to be basically 100% moisture for the rain or snow or mix to make it all the way from the cloud base down to the ground. But in that time frame, you probably had a pocket of air that was still a little bit dry. So it was just reaching that saturation point, and then when it becomes more saturated across the entire area, then it snows more consistently or rains, whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's definitely the way Mother Nature is. It's not like it just turns on or off. It kind of does this little dance in between for a while, and then it really gets going, like you have right now.
Oof, makes me nervous seeing those. Just when the roads are like that, that always makes me.
Yeah.
I almost would rather it be enough snow you can't drive on it. You know, because
Right.
in that situation like there, that's when you get the spin-offs. All right, we got to take a quick break.
This is tricky.
Yep.
This is tricky.
All right, Jessica, thank you so much. Mike, we appreciate you.
You got it.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk to the commissioner. Is it commissioner of Middletown Township? The DPW, Public Works Commissioner in Middletown, one of those, the great government officials there, trying to keep things in order. Tyler, no, he's not on the Zoom anymore. So we'll be right back, and we'll talk to the commissioner. We can sort of send you out with a shot of the city as we go to break. All right, it is 10:51 here on a Tuesday morning, and look at that. You can't even see the Statue of Liberty. Lady Liberty is in there somewhere in the harbor beneath that fog and a little bit of the rain and accumulation of that snow and rain that we've seen out there. We've been spinning our coverage all over the New York area. We could look at Live View 2, Tyler, real quick. This is the roads that we're seeing in New York. This is a little further up, kind of close to Orange County. One of the towns that we know has been affected this morning is Middletown. And yeah, we're going to go to Jacob Tawil, sir, I apologize, DPW, Department of Public Works Commissioner in Middletown. We could take his shot. Okay, so what are we looking at here? We're looking out your front window? What are we looking at?
No, I'm actually in my car.
Yes, that's what I mean, your front windshield, I should say. Is that an accident, or are we looking at just a parked car?
No, it's all good. It's all good. Another parked car in front of me.
Okay.
It's all good.
What are we seeing up there? I mean, it looks like you guys got a good little bit of snow.
Yes, actually, I'm outside the city line right now in the town of Wallkill. I had to travel out here, but we're getting quite a bit of snow right now. Not much accumulation, but enough to make the roads slippery and dangerous. So we urge people to be very careful driving on the roads. Please do not be on the road if you don't have to, only in an emergency, and use your judgment, because the crews are trying their best to salt the roads and make them safe as much as possible. When it's coming down so heavy, it's not a good idea to be on the road, because we can just catch up with all of the roads that we have.
Yeah, we can see. You can spin it around too. We could take a look at you as well, because I know you're out there doing all the hard work for us today, keeping those roads clear up there in Orange County. There you are. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning,
I mean, is this the first kind of measurable snowfall that we've had? I mean, do you even consider this measurable, or is this more like a glazing? I know you guys up there in Orange County kind of see it a little bit sooner, sometimes heavier than we do down here.
That's right. We're expecting about 3 to 5 inches of snow up here. So it just started like maybe it started an hour, 2 hours ago. So we've been salting, and we expect it to keep going until about 4 o'clock. So we are just there trying to cover 230 lane miles of roads that we have, and as you know, we can't salt it all at once. So it takes us a while to cover 230 lane mile of road.
That's a lot for sure. It's interesting when I see the snow and it's like this. We're taking a look at our crew that's traveling. I think that's on Route 17 or one of the highways up there heading down south. I always think when it's this layer, this always seems like it's the trickiest, because you think you can go fast, but really there's enough there that if you have to hit the brakes, you start to slide. Is that kind of what you think when you look out and you see snow when it's accumulating this quickly and early in the season?
Yes, absolutely. You're absolutely right. And the car just behind me just hit something in there.
What happened?
I'm going to show it to you.
Okay.
I don't know what happened. I'm sitting in my car and...
all right, so that's looking front.
It's not, but see that white car in there? I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yeah, way up there. You think the car hit something?
My apologies. 1 second, please.
Oh, behind you. Oh, look at that. The white car there. Yeah, look at that. He looks
behind me right there. Just jumped the curb, slid from the main road, jumped over some shrubs, and the guy here is attending to his car.
Oh boy!
Just happened right now as I'm talking to you.
Oh boy!
Very sick.
Hopefully he's all right. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Where it's like you can't really get out and plow too much there. You got to treat the roads, but it comes down so quickly that you think, okay, I'm okay to drive. But it always seems like to me this is when you really got to be careful because you're still going at a high rate of speed, and you can have all kinds of problems.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. We urge caution. Absolutely, guys. Everybody is sitting home. Stay home, enjoy your family, enjoy your life. Whatever can wait, it will wait. Tomorrow you can take care of it. Leave the roads away for just for us to take care of and make it safe for you, and for ambulance, for emergency vehicles, for firefighters, for police. So work with us. Tomorrow will always be there, and you can accomplish whatever you're looking to accomplish tomorrow rather than today.
All right, Jacob, thank you so much. We'll sign off with you. I know you got a lot of work to do. DPW Commissioner up there in...
Jacob Tawil. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Can we take a look one more time at the car there, the accident there, as we fade out? We'll take one last quick look. All right, so again, you're taking a live look. This is up in Wallkill, New York. Vehicle just behind the DPW commissioner, of all people to be close to when you get your accident. That's where we're seeing it. Commissioner, thank you so much. We appreciate you. All right, so here we go, 10:57. We're kind of in a tricky spot here because we kind of don't want to take a break because that'll get us to the end of the show, so we'll stick with it. We can take a look at Live View 2. And Live View 2 is, there we go, that is one of the highways that we have. And then the other thing that we're also looking at is what is going on out there on the roads. I wanted to see if I could bring this up again, Tyler. I don't know if you could take this camera. Yeah, why don't you come over here to this camera over here? I'm on this side one. All right, so you got it? You got me? All right, so yeah, so we're looking at this camera. Okay, so here we are. This is New York, all right? This is Manhattan. And so, but let's take a look at what's going on out on the roadways. This is Newark, just to put it in perspective. A little further out there south, take a look at this camera. Okay, so it's a little clear here, but as we get a little further west, this is sort of the Flemington area as we head east and towards the PA. A little bit slick on the roads. We had a pretty bad, oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking. This is I-78. So this is I-78 out on the roadways. This is an accident that we know happened a little bit earlier. So yeah, I'll take it up bigger. Yeah, there you go.